anything. It's been so long.
It's okay. It actually works out well. So once we get through the intro,
Nothing new, you mean?
well, I'm just saying, you guys have just completed the previous adventure, and you just
Did
left.
we? What
Yeah,
did we do?
you found
Yeah.
stuff. You found stuff, and you left.
Oh, okay, cool.
We found the lantern, and we defeat. Well, at the last time I think you were still with us, but we found the lantern and defeated, which was what Ragnar's family needed, and we defeated Vampire Lady, which was supposed to be Igwil's daughter. And
Did I die?
No, you did
No.
not die. However, Praviskro almost tried to kill you because of items.
Yes, that was hilarious.
So everyone got a bunch of gold. What was it? Everyone got 1,057 gold, plat, 9 gold, 9 silver, 7 copper.
All right, we'll go over all of that when we
Yeah.
when we do our intro and stuff. So
Does my character not like Provisco anymore, or what?
no, it's not that. It's one of the items that
possessed?
No.
Well, yeah.
There was a possessed. It's not possessed. There's a sentient sword that is chaotic evil, and its sole purpose in life is to destroy lawful good or good clerics. And Praviskro happened to grab a hold of it to pick up the sword to check it out, and it tried to take control of him, but fortunately he was mentally strong enough to fight it off and threw the blade down.
That wasn't going to work out well.
Yeah,
Not
it was
at all.
identified as a +4 great sword mechanically. It's sentient, chaotic evil, and it will kill anyone who opposes the abyss. Wants to kill anyone who opposes the abyss, and it'll try to channel that imprint onto whoever wields it. And then we also have the +2 plate armor, golden plate armor, which is an evil alignment. We think there might be some type of special effect on it. We're not sure. No one wants to put on the evil plate armor.
I like it.
Well, it's evil?
Yes. It was worn by the vampire, so yeah, it's relatively evil.
So is it
all right.
little evil? Big
Anyway,
evil?
while we're just sitting here, I am going to the stream's already kicked off, but let's go ahead and get this party started. Hey Paul, how you doing? Here we go.
We on Forge or Foundry?
We're on the Forge.
Okay. I think I'm joking. I'm serious. It's been a while. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while.
What city are we in again?
Right now, you guys are in Crestable still.
Crestable, yeah.
And here we are. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Hopefully your Friday night is going well. Mine is going okay. For those of you that were on, excuse me, here we go again. For those of you that were on last night's stream, you know that I am suffering from a fit of coughing now and then. It's like 1 minute it'll be great, and the next minute, as I'm talking, I'm starting to cough, and I can't get any words out, and I'll just hack up a little bit. But we're getting better, hopefully. My wife tells me that I need to go see the doctor again, but I don't know that I need to. Why? Because I'm a guy. And I think that is more than enough reason. That is more than enough reason to not have to go to a doctor. But that being said, we are going to muddle our way through tonight, see what happens as our party finally, after months and months and months and months and months and months, we're able to complete the Lost Caverns of Judge Kanth adventure. And our last session found themselves exiting the southern Yatil Mountains and moving back into civilized territory, where they are currently in the city of Kreistritch. And so that is where, excuse me, that is where we left off. And that's where we'll pick up once we start tonight and we get everything kind of settled out. Missed last session. We had issues, couldn't make it. And of course, makes it difficult on this stream because it's every other week. So we're going to try to give ourselves a decent background on what has happened recently, especially because Monkey was out for several sessions. Because monkeys do that. They have to go to the forest and throw poop at people. And so he's done throwing poop at his kids, and now he's back here, at least for the short term, until such a time as it requires Monkey to go back out into the wild and throw poop at the kids. So, if you're new here, welcome. If you're an old hand, welcome back. If you're somebody that might have joined us from last night's session, we had a raid from Phantom, New Jersey. Rob, great guy. Kind of surprised me when I looked up and saw we had a raid coming in because it had been a while. But it looks like we had gotten some new folks, so if you guys, jumped over from that, welcome back. And for all those old hands like Paul, who I think he just sits on our channel and waits for the stream to start. And whenever it starts, there he is. Welcome, sir. We appreciate the patronage. If you did not know, we are a Dungeons & Dragons stream group. We are here every Monday for our first edition, old school AD&D first edition game set in the world of Greyhawk. Of course, every other Friday we're here with a 5th edition game, once again in the world of Greyhawk. Had you been following us for at least a little bit, you also know that we had a limited engagement stream on Thursdays, and we just finished that up last night, as I said. And that one is going back to face-to-face. Don't forget, as you watch the stream, you earn tokens. Trade those tokens in for nat 1s and nat 20s. I will say, unequivocally, that the party made good use of their nat 1s and nat 20s when they were given in our Thursday night game. So I know that they look forward to getting nat 1s and nat 20s tonight as well. So if you have love to give, shower them. Just let us know which players get in the nat 1 and nat 20, and we'll make sure that we track all of that. If you would like to help support the stream, as well as support the players, for every 200 bits that you cheer, you can grant advantage to the player or dungeon master of your choice. Currently, Paviskro has 3, Tarikas has 5, and I, your humble DM, have 1 advantage. Nobody else has any. They've all been used up. So the party could always use a reload on that. So, like I said, if you want to help support the stream and do a little bit of, give the players a little bit of breathing room when it comes to dice rolls and whatnot, feel free to cheer. And like I said, it's every 200 bits. You can also obviously subscribe to the channel. We have a merch store, although we don't really advertise it much. All that is available if you just do !socials. All that stuff will be available to you to show you where our Discord is, where our Twitter is. Obviously, the Twitch channel is in there, our YouTube channel. If you're not able to watch us live and you're catching us on the VOD, we are not partners, so our VODs only hang around for about, I think, 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks that they hang around. But I send them over to YouTube every night, and they are there for in perpetuity. So go check out any of the streams that you may have missed. Hopefully they're in chronological order. I always forget to update the stream. Like, we went live on this stream. This is session 67 of this particular adventure group. But I forgot to change the stream. So when the alerts go out to everybody, it says that we're like our Forgotten Realms session number 3 or something, because I forgot to update it from last night. So before I post the videos, I always have to go in there and rename them and stuff like that. Sometimes I may forget, but I think I got them numbered all correctly, and you go over to YouTube and you'll be able to check it off. So that being said, let us discuss. One last thing. Don't forget also, if you like Greyhawk like we do, which apparently Wizards of the Coast is finally heeding the call of those who know, as they're returning to their Greyhawk roots, at least for the new upcoming releases of the new edition of stuff. They're going to make Greyhawk the default setting. There's going to be a new map of Greyhawk in there, which is just like the old map. A little bit of renaming. There's been a lot of great takes on it, on why they did things. Some I like, some I don't. But that's okay. I can still use the old maps, because if you have Anna Meyer's map, why do you need anybody else's map? So that's the one I use. But anyway, if you like Greyhawk like we do, check out the Greyhawk Creatives team page. It's just twitch.tv/team. I should say Twitch. Let's try this again. Twitch.tv/team/Greyhawk Creatives. Or !socials, as I said before. It'll give you that link. Go to the Greyhawk Creatives page. Check out all the great content providers out there. There's a lot of great folks. Encourage you to check them out. Show them some love. Had a couple of them in here on the channel last night, as a matter of fact, when we got the raid, including Wiley Hobbit, who does the Greycast. If you want to know Greyhawk lore, you got to get on the Greycast notification list, man. They put out such good stuff. And I encourage you to check those guys out. So that being said, let's talk about where we were and what we have been doing. As you may or may not know, our party was helping out Ragnar, who is one of our party members. Ragnar is a street fighter from the streets of Exag, who became a warrior, lost his eyesight, but his fighting prowess is such that he's essentially a blind fighter, so he can throw down with the best of them even when he can't see you. Ragnar's family, apparently, as he recently found out a few weeks ago, ran through the lesser nobility, if you will, of an ancient dwarven clan called the Khund clan, Kuhnd. Now, the Khund clan inhabited and ruled over Kundholm, which were in the mountains along the western side of Paranland. And so Exag kind of fits that bill of a city that's right on the border of the western mountains of Paranland. And the Khund clan was apparently, according to stories and tales being told, underdark creatures came swarming up, Darrow in particularly, probably Drow and some other ne'er-do-wells. They threw down the Khund clan, but the last known dwarf king to rule on the seat of power of the Kundholm, as I call it, put a great curse upon it, so that none but the true rightful heir to the throne would ever be able to find its place and find where it is or whatever. And so, unbeknownst to Ragnar, his aunt, who he thought was just a merchant, apparently did spy work in the Great Wars. And she was tasked to find an ancient relic that had apparently been in possession of Igwilf, the Archmage, who at one time ruled in almost the entirety of Parentland, if not the entirety of Parentland, way back in the day. And so his aunt, unfortunately, was attacked. His brother had been accompanying his aunt, and his brother fell when some rogue brigands and whatnot attacked their caravan, took them hostage, kept the aunt, or as that had her at least, not killed yet, but the brother was killed. Ragnar discovered this, and so the party freed her, found out what the heck was going on, and shaking his head in excitement and enthusiasm, he said, "I will take up the mantle for the family, for I am the one that should be doing it anyway." And so they spent the last several weeks searching for Igwil's old stomping grounds, and they finally found them. And after a protracted exploration into the Underdark just below the mountains south of Parentland, they found what they were looking for in the form of a cache of treasure and mystical items, but they were also in the hands of a vampire by the name of Drelnza. And Drelnza is allegedly the daughter of Igwilf herself. And the party soon discovered that Drelnza was a vampire. They cast her down, they think, and gathered up the booty, so to speak, which includes the Lanthorn of Dowd, which is the item that contains various mystical powers when shining light on things. And so that is the item that Ragnar believes his family was looking for. Additionally, a tome dedicated to the Demonomicon of Igwilf was found. And that is a book that is in possession of Paviskro, because his old guild, known as the Silent Ones, who are self-appointed caretakers of ancient artifacts and magic items and whatnot, they have an entire tower down in Keelland, which is in the southern lands of the Flannis. They have a great tower there, and the Silent Ones found Paviskro because you don't ever leave the Silent Ones. They say you do, but you never really leave them. And so they found him and tasked him with finding this tome and getting it back to them. And so that item is in the party's possession as well. In addition to that, as we have been discussing, the party found a bunch of other treasure, including Drelnza's bastard sword or great sword, which has a mind of its own, and a rather wicked mind. As soon as Paviskro touched it, it tried to basically subjugate him into attacking and killing Tarikas, for this thing hates anything good, and only those things which serve the Abyss or the Lords of the Abyss are even tolerated. And so, fortunately, Paviskro's strength of will was strong enough to throw over the weapon, and he was able to drop it and therefore not be consumed with rage and try to kill Tarikas. And so now that blade is safely tucked away in the party's cache of treasure in the bag of holding, I believe. Not sure who's carrying it, but be that as it may, that is where we stand.
I believe most of it is in the bag of holding.
Yeah. So I'm not going to bore you with the details of the treasure. We can go over that in the Discord if we want. We have all that treasure. But the party made their way back to the city of Crestable, where they stand now. It is currently the first day of Good Month, which is in the high summer. It's been relatively, excuse me, it's been roughly 2 months. And there's an ad coming up in about a minute. I apologize. Already stopped it 3 times, but can't stop it again, damn it. But it's been about 2.5 months since the party last left Crestable, and they arrived back in the city of Crestable, did some resting, went about and were purchasing some items that they were looking for. Proviskro, I know, is looking to begin manufacture of another item. And I know that he got like 70-something% of the materials that he was looking for, but not all of them. Other people were doing other things just to make sure, like potions and whatnot. I don't, again, have the details on everything everybody got. But after all said and done, while they were in Crestable, Nilo received a letter saying that she was to meet one of her old comrades from her clan. Excuse me. Someone that she had grown up with, and had actually been the one to deliver the word that Nilo was kicked out of the clan because of the actions of Nilo's sister in attempting to assassinate the president of Parentland. And so at the very last part of our session last time, a contingent of Vursvard soldiers rode up, all in their gleaming red and black, all with the emblazoned black background with the golden sword that symbolized the Vursvard clan. And he approached Nilo and slammed into her chest, and she felt this sting of a needle sticking into her as she looked down and saw the unclasped badge of the Vursvard clan, as it was ceremoniously pinned back to her chest, as he informed her that the parliament had debated all of the facts presented by Nilo's lawyers that they hired in Schwarzenbrunn. And because of that, it was determined that Nilo's sister was not at fault herself because she was under the sway of some demon that had possessed her, as well as some others in the palace guard. And so, because that was lifted from her family name, Nilo and her family have since been welcomed back into the Vursvard clan, with open arms, I might add, as they embraced in a hug, and then everybody went inside to enjoy some festivities, drink, eat, be merry, etc. And so with that is where we are going to start off today. Technically, it is now going to be the second day of Good Month, the common year 586, as we find ourselves in the city of Crestable, waking up. I'm going to go by hours here. I'm going to reset the clock here. And as we start tonight's session, we find ourselves back in the city of Crestable. You guys are awakened by the smells of food being cooked down below, wafting up through the floorboards, awakening you, causing your stomachs to rumble, your heads to be a little bit pulsating, due to the amount of drink and festivities that were had last night. However, that being said, it is a nice day. It is slightly overcast and warm. It is summertime, and you guys bid goodbye to the Vursvard contingent as they mount up and ride out heading back to their home, leaving you guys alone, ready to depart and head wherever it is you're going to head. And let's begin there. Welcome, everybody.
Well, I will first head to the Chow area.
Yep.
Planning on visiting my see how big my 1,000,000-man army has become. Or was I doing a church? I can't remember.
You were doing a church.
Oh, yeah, I'll check on that.
So
After
just so
that part.
I was going to say, just so you know, it wasn't here in Crestable you were doing that, right?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't believe it was Crestable. When you were wanting to get your church going, I thought that was back in Traft. But
Yeah, it was.
I
Oh,
couldn't.
about how far is that?
That's like all the way
Outside the
across.
ocean.
Yeah, it's not the ocean, but if you zoom the map out, you can see you guys where you guys are. Like, and I don't know if you can see it on the map when I do it, but you guys are here. Traft is up here. However, it is possible for 100 gold pieces for the guild to send a message for you using the message sending.
It's not gonna be like one guy like Dances with Wolves where he's just sitting at a fort.
No. No, but I'm just saying, if you want to send a message to somebody for 100 gold pieces, they do have quote unquote post offices here where you can go and pay the 100 gold and they can cast the spell sending, and they can send a 25-word message to whomever that you want.
Okay, I'll do that after first breakfast.
Okay. So as I said, the day is bright. I know that the plan was, now that you guys have the items in tow, you were going to head to Exag. Is that correct, or are we going someplace else?
I believe we are going to help Ragnar out further, because if we don't help them, they're likely to get themselves hurt or killed if we don't.
Yep.
That would be Exag.
Yep. So, you guys all, as you recall, part of the last session was the shopping spree, and you guys all got horses and saddlebags and all that other good stuff.
Okay. Oh, I just wanted to mention that Paul gave me a 20.
Yeah, but Paul doesn't count. That his nat 20s don't count, so that's okay.
How much was it for a riding horse again? I think I forgot to mark it off.
It was 25 gold for a riding horse.
Gotcha.
I mentioned this before we leave Crestable. I mentioned this in the chat, but never got to it. We had a couple items that were never appraised.
Okay.
We have 3 jewelry at 100 gold plus each, and 10 jewelry worth an unknown amount.
Okay.
Never found out how much those were.
Getting them appraised. How many were the jewelry? How many?
So we had 3 pieces of jewelry at 100 plus gold each.
Yep.
And then we had 10 more pieces of jewelry worth unknown amounts.
Okay. So the 3 were actually 250 gold pieces each. And the 10, all of them, well, 9 of them are 100 gold pieces of jewelry, but one of them is 1,000 gold piece diamond bracelet. And Tarikas now has a nat 20. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that, brother. I was only kidding about the you don't count.
Yeah.
So,
everyone gets another 530 gold.
Everyone gets a 530 gold.
An additional 530 to the rest that we already had. And I asked a question. I think that was in the adventure. Yeah, I wanted to see about getting magical arrows. Either enchanting arrows myself or buying them.
Okay.
I wasn't sure which.
So you can probably do either. One thing that I am going to do is I found in Tasha's there is an alternate way, because I don't like to have magic on just every street corner.
Yeah.
And so there is actually some guidelines in Tasha's that talk about being able to find and locate people that are willing to sell magic items and particularly like magic weapons and stuff. And that usually entails like an outlay of money, a certain bit of time, etc., etc. And at the end of that, depending upon how much you spend and how much time you spend, you roll a dice and it will determine, hey, you can find these items or whatever the case may be. So I was thinking about going that route. If you want to, it'd take me a second. I have to go. It's on D.
Yeah. Whatever floats your goat. I don't mind doing either. If I cannot find the item, I might find what I'm looking for. I might broach, but more or less, I'm just wanting arrows that deal magical damage in the case where I need to use ranged combat and I don't have any more cantrips available. That's the basics of it.
Sean, if you're rolling for stuff, could you also check if there's any +1 equipment in town? I'm mainly looking for a two-handed weapon that's +1, or armor that's like maybe half plate that's +1. If you're rolling.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I wasn't expecting to do it tonight, but because I had
I mean,
it.
if you don't want to, it's fine. Like,
no, I mean I definitely can. And that's what I was saying. That's why I brought it up, as I was going to say I thought it was in Tasha's, but I don't know if it was Tasha's. Maybe maybe it was Xanthar's. Xanthar, sorry, hang on.
I think it's based around it's like a percentile roll, and depending on the rarity, that's the percentage.
All right.
That you have.
So purchasing a magic item requires time and money to seek out and contact people willing to sell those items. Even then, there is no guarantee a seller will have the items character desires. Finding magic items to purchase requires at least 1 work week of effort and 100 gold pieces in expenses. Spending more time and money increases your chance of finding a high-quality item. A character seeking to buy a magic item makes a charisma check to determine the quality of the seller found. Character gains a +1 for every work week beyond the first that is spent seeking the seller, and a +1 bonus for every additional 100 gold piece spent on the search. So at a minimum, it's going to take you 5 days. You have to be in town 5 days searching. Right.
I don't think doing that in this town would be a smart idea, because if this was Traft, or if this was Exag, which are trade cities.
Yeah, or Schwarzenbrunnen. Now, to that point, Crestable is actually a rather industrious trade town, because it has trails going from Crestable into the mountains, through the mountains and out the other side to the other countries on the other side. So it actually does kind of act like a pretty bustling trade center. But regardless, it's going to take you you have to be here at least 5 days to go through and search and stuff. So.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Crestable is also sort of a military town too, as one of the more prominent mercenary-focused clans.
Yes, the
is
first part.
The holding council here. So, if we're looking for weapons and armor, that would also be more likely to be found here.
Yeah, you could definitely find them here. Exag as well, and to be honest with you, Exag is heavily dwarven, so you might find more dwarven-based items there as opposed to here in Crestable, which is more normal-sized human, if you will, as opposed to dwarf.
We could probably find people with magic weapons and command them to give them to us.
That's true. You probably could do that, but again,
you're free to try that, monkey. Tell me how it works out.
Yep. So like I said, I'm going to be kind of going with that as opposed to
that's fine.
And like I said, that said, a lot of time I'm not one to have all these big, powerful magic items just laying around. +1 weapons, +1 armor, even +2 shields and +2 armor. Those to me are perfectly acceptable if it's dictated. But don't be expecting to be like a wands of lightning and all this other stuff to be out there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't even need that. I was just looking to see if there's any magic equipment I could augment myself with. But if you're going specifics, that's more what I'm looking for.
We're mainly looking for something to allow us to bypass that, that non-magical resistance at the bare minimum.
Right.
Is the main focus of that.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I would look for utilitarian type of things.
We're already here 3 days doing all of the shopping. Would we have to do another 5 days on top of the previous shopping we've already done?
No. I would say that you guys have to do another 2 and then outlay the money.
Would this be a problem for everyone else here?
Extra 2 days is fine with me.
But I would have to say, how does that work with? Okay, say you have 1,000 and you have to spend 900 for whatever, and then you're like, oh, by the way, this item is 101 gold piece. So, I mean, is there a way to knowing?
No, there's not.
Okay,
so there's a little bit of randomness involved in this. I will admit,
That's
right?
Fine.
But
That's fine.
Again, the more time and the more money you spend. So, for example, you get a +1 bonus for every work week beyond the first that is spent, and a +1 bonus for each additional 100 gold piece spent, up to a maximum bonus of +10. The monetary costs include wealthy lifestyle for a buyer must impress potential business partners. Yada, yada, yada. And then, like I said, once you do, you roll the dice on buying of magic items. Let's see. I actually, and of course I have the final say as to say whether or not something is available or not. I will tell you, you're probably never going to find anything legendary or very rare. Once in a while you might find a rare item, but for the most part, the items you're going to be finding are common and uncommon.
You're saying I won't find a belt of storm strength in the marketplace?
It's quite possible, but unlikely.
Listen, that's the kind of item even I would expect you to go, no.
We don't storm giant, but have a belt of frost giant strength in my first edition game.
That would be fair, but Sean, to put in perspective, that item gives you a flat 29 to your strength. It is not a bonus. It is a flat 29.
Yeah, that's okay.
None of the arrows in D&D Beyond have a price beyond the basic one. None of the magical ones do.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. That's fine.
Anyway.
I'll put 100 gold on it and look for a week. You said a charisma check?
All right. So, first of all, you're doing 100 gold, right? And
I'll throw in 500 just to boost our odds. Are we all doing a roll or is it individual?
All right. No. So, I will say that we can do this as a group, rather than have you guys outlay individually as we go. Right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So you can put your own money in to help boost the odds, and then everybody would get their own roll as to what they're looking for.
Okay, if that's the case.
So you're looking for arrows, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we each have to make our own charisma checks, though.
That's what would happen, and then I will again. It's a little bit twisting of the rules. It should be 1 for 1, but so you did the 100 gold outlay, so make sure you get rid of that first. Ragnar, you make sure you take off the additional 500, so that's going to give you a +5 on your dice roll. Right? Somebody else wants to throw more money in, you could get up to another +5 maximum.
I'm going to throw 500 down. Okay. For myself for an item.
All right. Well, so that's going to be a
utilitarian
+10.
item. Mainly.
That's fine. Again, this is for the party anyway, so it doesn't matter. So everybody roll a.
I add take my 500 away then.
Yeah, just take your 500 gold away.
Does that make that +10?
That's what it will be. Yes. So now again, give me a persuasion check. So you may already have a bonus, but you just add an additional +10 onto that bonus. Right. So everybody roll a persuasion check, please, and add +10 to it if you plan to go look for an item.
Okay, let me hold on.
Nice.
I want to cast. What is it to help me get better roll?
The guidance.
I don't have guidance. I'll ask our magic person. Can you cast guidance on me for this roll? I mean, for studying the whatever.
I do not believe that magic users have it. I think that's a clerical thing.
Oh well, then.
Yeah, you have it. Oh no, wait, no. Previous girl has.
Previous girl has it. Okay.
Yeah, but he can't roll because he has to target people.
Yeah. Okay. Artificers get. He's bonking you on the head.
Yeah,
he put it in Discord.
We'll go ahead and give him the one since he asked for it. And I'm
All right. All right. Go ahead and roll.
20.
All right. So roll
Persuade.
a persuasion, and then you're gonna add plus 10, and then you're gonna add a plus 1d4.
Hold on. Plus 10.
Just you can just like add it right in there. 10 plus 1d4, and then just hit the roll.
So 1d4 plus 10. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that advantage or just normal?
Nope. It's just a straight roll. Normal. Nice. 16 plus. Yep. You rolled a 16 and a 4. Nicely done. Okay. So Nilo, you were looking for. All right. So Nilo, if you would, give me a D4.
Okay. Down to 435 gold.
All right, Nilo, give me 3 D100s.
Huh. It actually changed one of the die.
Did it? That's interesting.
Yeah, it changed the color of one of the die when they rolled.
The sets.
So Nilo, you managed to find, in addition to a quiver of 12 plus 1 arrows, you also find, if you want it. Right, I gotta go through the number again. I forgot the number. You also find a cloak of elven kind, that is being offered for sale if you want to purchase it as well.
Gross.
How much is this cloak and what does it do?
So the cloak, while you wear this cloak with the hood up, wisdom checks made to see you are at disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks made to hide as the cloak's color shifts to camouflage you. Pulling the hood up or down requires an actual action, so it's an activation, is an action. It is an uncommon item. So give me a 6-sided dice, please. All right. First of all, the arrows are 40 gold for each arrow. Right, and there are 12.
Okay.
There are 12 available, so that's like 480. Is that right? Did I calculate that right?
Yeah.
12 times 40.
Right.
12 times 40 for the arrows. The cloak itself is 300 gold. If you want it. Again, it's not.
Yeah. I already have disadvantage on stealth. This would be great.
All
All right. Yeah, I'll grab that.
right. So that's going to be a total.
Do I have to attune to this?
Yes, I believe so. Let me double check.
That's fine.
Make sure the
Elven
cloak
kind
is not moth infested.
Yeah, requires attunement. Yes. Okay. So then that's going to be 480 plus 300, so it's 780 gold for you to have all of your items. So that means you have 12 plus 1 arrows and a cloak of elven kind. Okay. So now it is actually the 4th day. Good month. It is God's day. It's the holy day. All right. Up next is going to be Ragnar Stormhelm. Ragnar, if you would be so kind, you were looking for. Well, hang on a second. Shit. Do you remember what your dice roll was? Shit, I
It was
forgot.
15. It was a
15.
total of
Okay.
15.
Okay.
15 and 16.
Yep. So give me a D4 roll, please.
Yeah. I was looking for like a +1 half plate, maybe a +1 shield, and a +1 ball if possible. So
Okay.
just basic +1 equipment.
Okay.
3.
All right. So give me 3 D100 rolls, please.
What the fuck did I roll?
That's all right. You just rolled them all together. You rolled a 49.
I know, but no, Sean.
Oh.
What scares me is that first roll was a 43 in total. That's what scared me.
All right. So let's see if we find anything that you may want. 49, 30. Six. So you actually, in searching, the only thing that you really find that you think would be worth it is you actually find actually I can't give you this one because it's, well, you know what? No, I'm gonna go outside my one because this is a very, you know what? What is? Let me see if there's a +2 version because it's a +3 shield, but I think I'm gonna just bump it down to a +2 shield so that it would be. Where is it? Yeah, because all the +2 armor and stuff is all yes. So you find a +2 shield.
How
All
much
the
would that be?
let's see, it is a rare item. So roll 2d10, please. Low.
That's and 11.
It is going to be 16,000 gold.
16,000 on the table. Can't even afford it.
How much you need? How much more do you need?
Like 4,000 gold.
4,000? Done.
Yeah.
Done. Here.
Or wait, no, not 4,000. It'd be like I have 11. Sorry, it'd be like 400. 4,100.
4,100.
4,100? That won't be a problem. Here you go.
Okay.
So empty your pockets, sir, as they grab you by the ankles and turn you upside down to grab all of your coin. You are now the proud owner of one fine dwarf-sized dwarven insignia, with dwarven iconography on it, +2 shield.
You know, I wasn't going for the tank dwarf shield and hammer build, but now I just need a dwarven thrower to cap this off.
Nice. All right. Remember, yours was a 39, I believe. So do me a favor, Tarikas, and give me a die 4 roll, please.
A die 4 roll?
Yes, 4-sided dice, please.
Okay. Die 4 roll.
Yep.
All right, I gotta open it.
All right, so give me, if you would, 3 D100 rolls. And what are you looking for specifically?
Well, gauntlets of ogre power.
Okay. Huh.
I think they're uncommon. I think you said common and uncommon were the only things likely.
Actually, you can do rare, just not like very rare.
Oh well, then if that's the case, I was then if it's rare, I wanted boots of speed.
Well, just saying, I need 3 D100 rolls, please.
Okay, how do I do that? Just to
Just-
get 3. Just
just-
do 3 separate ones.
Or you can do 3 separate ones. You can go 3 D100, however you want to do it.
Okay, 3D100. Okay.
Yeah, if you click the D100 3 times, it'll actually. There you go. Okay. Ooh, a 99. Look at there. 39. Look at this. How freaking cool is that? You happen to find a pair of gauntlets of ogre power.
Oh, not the boot speed. Okay.
Not the boots of speed, but you happen to find the gauntlets of ogre power.
Okay.
It is an uncommon item. So give me a D6, please. D6 roll.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And it's 400 gold, please.
That's not a lot. That's pretty cheap.
What are you talking about? I started out with like 200.
Started with 200 gold. Wait, what happened to all the money you just made in the dungeon?
What are you talking about? That 500? I just spent it on the search.
No, look at the loot channel.
I don't know.
A bunch more.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's see how much money I have on my. I have 435 on my person. I don't know about the loot channel stuff, but anyway. So you said 400, so I got 35 gold.
Yep. All right. Cool. All right. And for Vistro, no, you did not. You did not happen to find the rest of your stuff while you are spending these extra couple of days.
All right, good. You saw that.
I did. I was in the Discord looking. So.
That's good.
All right.
Yes.
So then, as you guys spend the next couple of days, it is now the 5th day of Good Month. Early in the morning, as you guys arise, have your breakfast, get ready to make your way out of town. Are there any last minute things that we want to do before we head across the Flannis as we leave Crestable, heading to the northwest, going up to the city of Omt, and then catching the northern trail there and following the northern road along the base of the Yaddle Mountains as we work our way up to Exag, which sits precariously between the Yaddle Mountains and the ever dangerous Mounds of Dawn.
I would like to mention it, Sean. I got a war horse instead of a riding horse, and I did take the appropriate gold for that.
That's fine.
Okay. Just want to make sure that was known. Okay, we're good.
All right. Anybody else have anything for Vistro?
I didn't know how much I owe for breakfast or whatever I eat.
Don't worry about it. We're not gonna.
Okay. I'm going to go to my Saint Cuthbert if there's any outlet here.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to haggle the messenger fee or whatever.
Okay. So the messengers are not from the temple. There are various stations in town that are supported by the local Wizards Guild, and they are the ones that are giving out the fees and casting of the spells.
Okay, I will go there to haggle. Great.
Okay. As you enter in, you see that there is a young fellow, a scribe-looking type, as he sort of nods and greets you. Greetings, follower of Cuthbert. How might
Greetings.
the guild serve your messages today?
Well, I wanted to get word on the small temple that, or shrine, I should say, at this point. I wanted to get in touch with the shrine to see if it has gotten any followers and any support, and in the nearby city of
Draft.
Traft.
As he kind of looks at you and he says, "A noble effort indeed. Do you have a specific person that you wish to target this message to, or should I just target one of our members in Traft and have him deliver the message to you, to your
I would
establishment?"
just like to know. I don't know if anybody's there worshiping at the shrine, but if so, to make word that I will have to pick somebody from whatever congregation has surrounded the shrine to give them authority under my hand, perhaps under the church's hand, to perhaps start getting a flock, a small flock if necessary, or message relayed to me to see what it will take to help fund
Okay.
and flourish in that
So
area.
you have 25 words that I might send.
Well, here's the problem.
How would you
How
like to
much
word
will
it?
35 gold, how many words will that get me?
0. The charge is a flat fee, 100 gold, sir.
Perhaps if I fill out a promissory note, would that be acceptable?
We are not in the business of being a bank, sir. We are in the
Okay.
business of providing a much needed communication service.
Well, what would you haggle? What is your bottom line? As you know, I am a man of the cloth, although I'm wearing all this metal. I
Give me a
probably have heard of
persuasion.
me, Tarikas. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
my uncle, perhaps. Does that kill the righteous?
Give me a persuasion.
Or persuasion? Okay. I cast whatever on me.
What? Guess what?
That
Guidance.
You don't have guidance,
He
oh,
does as a cleric.
huh? I thought he said he didn't have guidance.
You didn't pay attention.
I don't have it. Not as a cantrip. Okay. All right. Persuasion, you say. All right. I am looking for persuasion. Where are you? There you are.
As he looks at you and he's like, "I'm sorry, Your Holiness, Your Fatherliness. I am whatever your doctrine dictates. I do not make the rules on the pricing. That is set. Excuse me. Oh man, dying here. He's that is set by the Denzauber. Unfortunately, uh, our senior members set those prices, and therefore I am unable to alter that cost or fee in any way. So, if you have no other further business, I should ask that you allow me to reattend to mine, as we have several messages that we must send out.
Okay. Well, no problem. Just don't expect a good review on Yelp.
That's
All right,
awesome.
Ron Swanson.
That's awesome. All right. So,
All right, so I'll come back later when I have money.
okay. All right. So, Zadkiel comes stomping out of the message barn to get astride his steed, his mighty steed. And you guys are ready to go? Anybody have any last minute or last thoughts? Because if not, we're on our way. Cool. All right. You guys all grab your gear, and you begin to head out on this early water day, as they call it, Thursday, if you will. Actually, it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is Wednesday, actually. Sorry. As you guys sort of not join forces with, but you happen to be alongside of a small caravan moving along the road, leaving Crestable and heading out into the world, laden down with various boxes, crates, foodstuffs, metal ores, etc., for trade throughout Perrinland as it is coming up from the south. You move your way down the road, and a few days later, you pass through the town of Ulpt. Another, not really a border town, as it is a little more civilized, having walls around it as well. But there's much more greenery, as this sits on more of a flat plain, where Crestable was 3 separate tiers leading up into the mountain pass. This is, you guys have come down out of the mountains into the lowlands now, and Ulpt is more of a large town that is walled, and there's a lot of green land and water and stuff running. But be that as it may, you continue your travels, heading up through Halfstead, moving into the towns of like Breitdorf, moving up to Wetsch, all the way up to these further cities as you follow the roads along the trail. Several days later, your paths lead you into the base of the Mounds of Dawn. The Mounds of Dawn are a rather precarious place because while it is in Perrinland, there are a lot of holdovers of humanoid creatures, giants, ogres, orcs, goblins, etc., that infest the Mounds of Dawn. Is ancient burial places from thousands and thousands of years, including during the war times when Igwilv subjugated in the entirety of Perrinland. A lot of the battles that took place in this region now hold the tombs and catacombs and lost grave sites of those who fought those battles those thousands of years ago. So, but you continue to move on, and fortunately, 3 weeks later, on the 26th day of Good Month, you guys finally see the city of Exag come into view. Ragnar, you know this region. The smells begin to sort of float back into your mind, bringing back memories. Even from this distance of about 10 miles away, you can almost hear the flags flapping in the breeze as the various dwarf clans' banners and shields fly across the tops of the walls. Even the long lost Khund clan has a special place and a special banner that is flying with its golden shield and black hammer. I'm sorry, the black shield with the white hammer on it, indicating the Khund clan still holds a place there. Although the Khund clan has long since been lost to this world, which is hopefully something that you'll be able to rectify in the near future. But the party finds its way winding back into towards the mountains, but Exag sits on kind of this valley that leads into a pass into the mountains, and the pass isn't usually used that much anymore. It's like collapsed and rock filled and whatnot. But back in ancient times, it was a rather well traversed trail across the Yaddle Mountains, leading over into the lands of like Ket, and trying to think of some of the other ones that are on that side. The Zyf and Tusmit or Ekbir, etc. There's a excuse me, several lands on the other side that trading was done, but has long since been lost with the fall of the Khund clan. But again, you find yourselves in Exag. Exag is also known as the Pearl of Ятtenhide. Ятtenhide is actually, think of it as a county. So it's they call it the canton of Ятtenhide, but it's basically a county within Parentland. It's the principal city of the canton of Ятtenhide. Back in the day, it boasted populations close to 20,000 bodies. These days, after all the wars and after everything else that's gone on over the last several hundred years, the city itself is sort of dwindled to maybe 8,000 or so. A heavy influence of dwarf and gnome, a smattering of halfling, and the rest are more human. The occasional half orc, although orcs of any kind, even half orcs, tend to be looked like they're not really welcome, which draws eyes to Nilo as she begins moving with her friends toward the city. Like I said, because of that fact, because the city at one time was rather large and influxed and filled with people, and now it's sort of shrunk down, there are a lot of abandoned buildings, and a lot of parts of town are very run down. Mostly in the poorer districts and the low districts, around the outskirts and stuff. Although there are pockets. The poor sections are around the outer edges, and as you get more toward the center of town, it's more obviously wealthy, well-to-do, protected, if you will. But even around the edges where the poor are, it's like pockets. There'll be pockets of a bunch of people, and then there's like a bunch of open territory and collapsing buildings and whatnot that sort of make up that. There are several districts in the town. And Ragnar, I'm sort of speaking in the sense that you're letting the group know what to expect when they get here. The artisan quarter obviously is mostly the trades type stuff. There's a huge marketplace in the center of the city, very much like Traft has, and Schwarzenbruen has. There's a lot of permanent structures at the marketplace, but as well, every day there are dozens and dozens of pop-up shops that sort of show up there. Most of them are like simple tents, carts, etc., etc. During the day, the marketplace is probably where you're going to find most everybody. The merchant quarter, obviously, is where a lot of the merchant owners and whatnot live, not necessarily have their establishments, but the merchant district is where, like, the housing of the more well-to-do businessmen and stuff. This is where Ragnar's family lives, is in the merchant sort of district, sort of the suburbs, if you will. So they're well-to-do, although not super wealthy. There is a mercenary quarter right between the marketplace and the main gate. It's pretty much the largest district, and this is where Ragnar used to hang out back in the day. Has the best drinking establishments in town. including his favorite, the hammer and the anvil. There are training houses for fighters and whatnot. The pits are found here where Ragnar used to fight. And pretty much any mercenary company that can be hired is there. So if you guys are looking to make coin and stuff, this is where you're going to want to hang out and try to get your job. It is relatively quiet during the day, but at night, it's party on, dude. And then, of course, we have the poor quarter, which like a 25% of the town is poor quarter, but it's sort of around the outskirts and the edges of town. And then lastly, the religious quarter, a very small section toward the center of town. Like I said, rather small. All the religious workers tend to be there, not just necessarily the clerics, but staff and whatnot to sort of help support that. There are, for the most part, the shrines make up a lot of the religious district. In the religious quarter is where the actual leader of the Jotunheim, the canton of Jotunheim is, sort of like the governor, if you will. He actually has his home appointed in the religious district because there's a very big tie between the old kirk. When old kirk means old church, for those that have been with us for a while now. And the old kirk is like an umbrella for several different gods under that pantheon. But there is a very big tie between the government factions as well as the church, or the church, I should say, has a heavy influence. So, it also serves as the headquarters of the city guard. There's also a prison there, et cetera, et cetera. So that kind of gives you the layout of Exag. It is a rather large walled town. There is only one main gate in and out of town that you can see, but Ragnar knows otherwise. There are secret tunnels beneath the city that can be used for fortifications and escape as necessary. Although those are well protected, heavily guarded at all times by not only physical but magical as well. But you guys work your way into the city of Exag. The guards welcome you and really don't give you much a batting of an eye other than to have you sign the ledger, as is typical for most towns going in and out. So, where to, friends?
Well, is it safe to say that we attune to our items on the travel?
Oh, yes. Yeah. It only takes you about an hour worth of...
Okay.
What day did we arrive?
Today is the 26th day of Good Month.
What races do we normally like? As far as, is it mainly human? Is it a mixture dwarf? What is it?
Anybody want to tell? Nobody listened to what I said?
I listened mostly. I knew that the people were looking at me, but I missed the part right before.
Thank you. Exag is a primarily dwarven area. Its largest population is dwarfs, as well as a few gnomes and halflings. There is also a contingent of human. So if you want to talk population-wise, you're probably talking 40% dwarf, maybe 20% human, 20% gnome, and halfling.
I was just asking mainly for communication purposes, because I don't know if I speak any of those languages.
Yeah.
I missed the part right before you mentioned that everyone was staring at me. What was the reason for that?
Because you're a half orc.
Okay.
Yes.
Right,
humanoids.
sure I had that right.
Humanoids are like I'm not gonna, without sugarcoating it, second-class citizens in the eyes of dwarves in this region.
Yeah.
Just because of all the problems. The Mounds of Dawn, which are just to the east of Exag, is home to communities of orcs, goblins, trolls, gnolls, giants. And at the same time, the Yathill Mountains to the west are infested with them as well. And so Exag feels the constant pressure of the humanoid, and many times half-orcs have come to the city and come to find out that they were actually working with the orcs and all them to provide intel and all that stuff. And so because you're with Ragnar, they allowed you through, they do give you big scrutiny. And I will say that if anything, they detained Nilo for that extra 5 minutes of questioning that they may not have detained somebody else for.
Did my status as a Vorsbard clan member give me any merit whatsoever?
Do you think they're gonna like elves more?
No. That's my family, specifically the Hundars. The Vorsbard is a much larger clan.
Yeah, the Vorsvard is a rather large clan, well respected clan. Although all the clans are really against each other all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. I was wondering if just being a member of the clan itself might give me some merit on the offset of being a half orc.
Give me an insight check.
I love these. Hold on, I wrote this right. No, I didn't.
No. You don't sense that they gave you any kind of a, what am I going to say, benefit because you're the Vorsvar clan. I think they could care less. They were more interested in your pointed ears and your jowls and your teeth, and your appearance, obviously as a half orc.
Yep, that's fine.
They don't.
In the city today. This is going in the book of grudges.
Okay.
Well, religion, does it break through racial divides?
Sometimes.
I don't think it applies in any application here for religion.
I exhibit my talisman or whatever I have that represents St. Cuthbert, and I go,
Yep.
Does anybody here speak common?
And the dwarves all look. Aye.
Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
As the guard dwarves or the dwarf guards look at you, and they look over by Ragnar. Is he with you?
Who said that?
The guard, you could see him talking. They're talking to Ragnar like, is he with you?
Oh, is he saying in common?
Yeah, they speak common.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
They've been. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's a bit of an idiot. He thought I was a cleric for the longest time.
Yes.
As they allow you guys in and you enter the city of Exag proper. And Ragnar, as you walk past the guard, one of them kind of leans and says, keep an eye on that one. She's probably up to no good. As he sort of nods toward Nilo.
I remain a forward composure. I'm not overly young. I'm probably used to this around other dwarves in the past, especially serving in military.
I will say this. While it did occur, your thoughts tell you and you realize most of the issues you had were dwarf mercenary groups that came from the western part of Pearland, meaning this side of the house.
Yep. Yeah. So I understanding local circumstances, I don't really let it bother me too much. These people are just ignorant. That's fine. They got good reason for it. It just rolls off.
Listen, it could be worse, Nilo. You could have a dwarf tell you to watch out for you when you clearly can't fucking see because your eyes are cut up.
Yep. Hey, dwarf, come here. Listen, keep an eye on that one. She's a half orc, and they are up to no good. I'll be sure to keep an eye on them.
I'll keep an eye on Nyla. I'm sure she's up to trouble. Not because she's a half orc though, but because it's Nyla.
So you guys move your way into town. The architecture of the town is ancient. By any stretch of the imagination, it's ancient. Whitewashed kind of walls, just bleached, very pale in most places, just for the sheer amount of time that these buildings have been around. Most of them have some sort of a dome across their tops as opposed to straight flat and whatnot. A lot of dwarven architecture, obviously, because it is a dwarven community, but it is very old. And as you go through, the things that Ragnar told you about the town become apparent as you see a business here, a business there, and then a small stretch of a strip mall that's been completely abandoned and graffitied everywhere and stuff, and windows knocked out and doors boarded up and what, as you begin to move your way through. Ragnar, as your guys are passing through the mercenary district, which at this time of day, which is relatively about midday, the mercenary district has people moving around, but it's nowhere near as busy as at night. However, there's a place that you pass by that you recall fondly, a place by the name of Squats, and you recall that's where you used to go do. I don't want to say weight training, but that's where fighters used to go to.
It sounds like a gym.
Yeah, it is. It's essentially a gym for fighters of the pit, where they would go and they would build muscle and stuff like that. So you can call it a gym. They don't call it. They just called it Squats.
You want to get in on the squat competition? I don't know who's played Final Fantasy VII here, but it's a great mini.
It's funny.
No, thank you.
It's again there are bars galore as you guys go through. Another one that's kind of interesting that you've had dealings with before, Ragnar, is a place known as the deep rock speculation. These guys are miners, and so yeah. For what?
Is the company? Do they run a company with the acronym DRG for their company name?
DRS.
They're underage.
We overhear a bunch of drunks screaming, "We're rich!" while we walk by.
We're rich.
Yep. But Deep Rock Speculation is actually a mining consortium, and they sometimes hire guys from the pit to be guards as they're going out to check for new potential mining opportunities and mining locations and whatnot. So you've kind of dealt with these guys as well. The Hammer and the Anvil is probably one of the more popular establishments. It's one of the ones in this part of town that's actually fairly large, 3 stories, and it's always got people in it, even during the day. But at night, it's like an insane asylum in this place. But I just want to know, where do we want to go specifically? We're gonna go to your house.
It depends on how late in the day it is, really, Sean. Is it like?
It's about midday. It's right around lunchtime, give or take. Let's say.
I would say just head straight to the estate. I don't see a reason to wait if it's the midday.
Well,
Okay.
I make a suggestion. I say I would like to get on the action of this arena.
You want to go put bets on the arena?
Yes, as I need money.
Okay.
You're gonna need more money if you want to do that. Please.
I think I'll be okay.
All right.
Okay, I'll let Tarikas wander off. This will be fun.
So, Tarikas, what are you trying to do?
You said there were like events or whatever with the arena or something.
Well, the
with
pit.
training? The pit.
Well,
there you go.
Well, the pit is where fights happen. Usually twice a week they've got major events for the pit. During the rest of the week, the fighters are out doing other odd jobs or training or whatever the case may be, right? Now, are you wanting to actually fight in the battles?
Well, I
No,
guess
no,
that's
you're
what
safe
that's
for
what I
that.
that's what I took it as. It was like a like a betting like a boxing ring or something. That's what I just
Yes.
assumed it was like.
Well, it's a pit fighters, right? So like gladiators, right? So it's like
Yeah.
gladiator. So it's not just boxing. It's not just. I mean, there's full
Well, it all
fledged.
depends. I mean,
weapons.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to rely on the dwarves' information because I don't read dwarvish, so I don't know. I mean, if it's to the
Listen,
death,
I
I'm
keep-
obviously not gonna do it. But I
No,
just thought,
none of these are ever to the death. In here, that it's a civilized pit fighting, but you can take some serious ass whipping. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong.
well, I
But-
want to establish my position here.
But if you don't want to engage in the fighting, they also have the bookies that run around taking bets on the fights as they go. So that's another. I wasn't sure if you wanted to be physically involved with the events, or if
Yeah.
you would rather
I
throw.
would be. I would rather be involved with the. I mean, I'm just because I don't know nothing about dwarven culture as a character,
Right.
and I don't think so. As from the comments I've heard, after trying to seek help and all those kinds I think I would. I would guess Tariq probably thinks they're like I guess like Klingons.
Uh huh.
As the best way to describe it. So I guess like proving
that
one's
why-
worth by physical confrontation, or you know what I mean.
I was gonna say did you get the Klingons reference? Because Ragnar is always getting ragdolled by the big monsters. Sean keeps pushing in
Yep.
this game.
Yep. I do want to say that Ragnar does let you know that fighting in the pit requires a contract of a minimum of 3 weeks.
You can't
Oh,
get
there's no
back
exhibition?
like a one-off fight.
Yeah, there's no really one-off fights. They only sponsor like the big events.
Okay.
And it's a minimum of a 3-week contract. But you do get paid for your winnings, right?
Yeah, no, I thought it was just kind of like a prison yard,
No, this isn't a gladiatorial slave pit. This is
where you find the biggest guy and just knock him out.
Yeah. No. It
Yeah,
is.
well, then never mind. After he informs me all that, I just decide not to be involved. Then I thought it was like might have been or I guess he would have assumed it was kind of like a quick thing.
The reason is as it is explained to you, is that as you win, you gain notoriety, and the bookies make bigger bets on those that continue to win. They don't want you guys to go in there and suddenly they got somebody that's got a lot of promise that they could potentially make a shit ton of money, and then you're just going to go, oh, I'm only here for 1 day, I'm out. And then they're like, well, crap, you just kicked the crap out of our best guy, and then you leave. How can we make any money? Now, nobody's going to bet on this guy because he lost. Now we got to find a replacement, and you were supposed to be that replacement because you won. See what I mean? So that's why they want at least a 3-week contract so that they know they've got you to fight at least several fights over the course of a month.
Yeah, no. It's
Listen, this action gets very spicy. We don't talk about the fantasy bracket that's involved here as well.
don't talk about pit fight.
We don't talk about Bruno. Nope.
We don't talk about it. He's
Exactly. So, as you continue to work your way across the mercenary district, entering your way through the religious district and back out the other side to the merchant's side, eventually, an hour later, roughly a little after 1 in the afternoon, you guys approach a well-appointed estate. Has 2 stories, has a small wall running around it with a gate. A set of stone flagon stairs lead up into a porch that runs the length of the front of the house. There are pillars on the porch supporting a balcony for upstairs. So if you were upstairs, you could walk out somewhere and stand on a balcony and overlook the front of the house and the garden area and whatnot. It is a very nice looking place. It's kept well. It is like many of the other buildings. It has that sort of domed roof, as well as it's very pale and whitewashed, although in this case it's very clean whitewash. It's not like all dirty and grimy and broken and all that. But you guys step through the main gate of the surrounding wall and work your way to the front of the house, where Ragnar leads you inside. Inside, there are shouts and cries of surprise as your family comes a-running. A cacophony of voices begins. Where have you been? What happened to your brother? Where is Aunt so-and-so? Where is, why have you been gone so long? Did you kill a dragon? There are some kids here that you don't recognize, perhaps friends or something of other young ones in the family, but there's probably a dozen people in here, including your parents. I believe. I guess I should look up and see if I go to, if I should go to
milkman.
as your father Raffrig and your mother Heskar, or Hess as they call, come running up to greet you, wondering what the heck is going on. They want to know where Glory is at. Have you seen Glory? We haven't seen her for months now, and we're so worried about her, and maybe you should go find her because she left with your brother, and we have no idea. We have no idea where Ragnar is.
Gloria was the one we saved, right?
Gloria is the one you saved, and his
We
brother.
told her to go home when we left.
And she was not in Crestable, right?
She was not in Crestable.
Was I here when we saved her?
Yes.
That was way right after we got to Crestable Monkey. If you need a refresher, that was like right after.
Nilo will lean down to Ragnar and whisper, "Didn't you tell her to go home?"
I did.
And so your cousins are there. And there are other cousins that you didn't know you had that were cousins. Small children that apparently have been born that are 3 or 4 years old now since you've been gone.
Oh God.
Don't die.
Sorry,
Now, Sean.
I
Take a
apologize,
moment.
guys. I apologize. I don't have. Like I said this on the stream last night. I need to get a mic that when I tap it goes mute, because otherwise I gotta like close a bunch of things and find the mute button when I go to cough, and sometimes I forget that I'm right at the mic. So I do apologize for those out in the stream listening to me hack my lungs up. So, but once the cacophony dies down and things are a little settled, you are all brought into the dining area where your aunts and your mother rush to the kitchen to prepare at least something for a midday meal for all of you. Your father, Ragnar, as you guys sit and he kind of looks over the gathered companions that you come with, eyes settle right on Nilo. Sort of looks Nilo up and down, looks back to Ragnar, gives sort of a raised eyebrow kind of a look. So,
We need to
how
pause
long?
this real quick.
What's that?
Was he blind before he left his family?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
They know this.
Is
Yep.
this a look like from the movie Who's Coming to Dinner?
Yes. So Ragnar lost his eyesight in the fighting pits, and then he actually joined the mercenary groups and left and fought in the war, and that is where he developed his fighting ability without having to see, because of his expanded senses. So he's basically a blind fighter now. So,
am I noticing this reaction?
give me a perception check, please. So absolutely, you notice that the father, as he's talking and greeting everybody, he just sort of becomes slightly silent when his eyes fall upon Nilo, and he looks to Ragnar, and his eyebrow kind of goes up a little bit. Ragnar, you see this. You know your father is very old school, and you know that your father hates orcs with a passion. And you can tell that it's taking everything that he's got to not say something, and he's very quietly says to Nilo, "So, how did you and my son meet? Happenstance, I suppose, eh? Just sort of showed up one day."
Does Nyla speak Celestial, Primordial, or Abyssal that I would know?
I speak Common, Elven, and Orc.
Never mind. I can't tell you.
my specific family, the Hundar family, is an Elven family.
Yeah, well, I was gonna tell you why he's expressing his way, but I can't now.
She knows. Don't worry, she knows.
Okay.
He looks over and speaks to him. Would you be surprised if I told you we met in a bar and took off on a job?
Looks at him. Met my son in a bar, did you? No, I suppose that's probably the most likely place you're ever going to find my son, is in a bar or in a fighting pit somewhere, throwing his life away with the mercenary troops instead of running a respectable business here in Exag with the rest of his family. No, I suppose a bar would be the most likely place to find my son.
Didn't you meet Mom in a bar?
Those were the days when dwarves in bars weren't out there fighting wars. Those were dwarves in bars coming back from their day at business and looking for wives to have babies, which is what you should have been doing the entire time you're traipsing your stubby little feet around the entire of the Parentland.
Are you really that desperate for grandkids? Is that why we have so many of our cousins here?
What's wrong with wanting to keep a lineage, eh? You do realize that our family comes from a lineage that is perhaps one of the most astounding and astute lines ever to grace the dwarven DNA.
Hey, Ragnar, you want to go and give him why we came here for?
Give him a minute.
Okay, let him cook.
As your mother and your aunt and stuff come back with previously cooked foods that they happen to whip up and sort of heat up quickly, dropping plates. The mother is very cordial to everybody, including Nilo, as she's just sort of, "You must be tired from your journey. It is so good to see all of you. I hope we have," and she sort of counts 1, 2. Oh yes, we have plenty. I think of folks that have plenty of places for everybody to lay their heads tonight. Sure. As she looks at Ragnar's father, "Rafrik, you mind your manners. Our son is home, and that is all that matters." Yes, that's all that matters, is that the wayward son has come home. And how long is he going to be home, eh? Tell me that, son. How long are you going to be home? Or are you only going to grace us with your presence long enough to get some coin or some much-needed aid and then back out on the street where you decided to live instead of with your family?
I'd sooner kiss the rougher parts of an axe than go asking for money. But I'm here for other business as well.
Oh. And whoa, damn it. What business would that be?
Glory has not filled you in on what's happening?
No, Glory said that she was going to meet with a customer down near Crestable. Said that there was, apparently they were building some new supply chain that was going to make it easier to get through the owls. And so she went down to forge a business proposition with this new troop. And that was 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Haven't seen
Didn't
her.
even tell them.
And your brother, your brother, just like you, up and left right after her. So have not seen hide nor hair of that kid either. So if you happen to see him in your travels, tell him that there's a place at the table here and there's a spot in the office for his butt.
Father, can we clear the room? I think this subject's a bit too sensitive for younger ears.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Gotcha. Dwarven persuasion is much like hitting a hammer.
Yep, hitting a rock with
You
a
have
hammer.
advantage.
Work, but it helps.
Hey!
Hey!
With
All right.
the +0, I got a 17.
Got a 17.
Your father's like, there is no need, and your mother's like, stop. Rafrik, you do as your son says. We'll entertain him for now, and you can have him speak your piece afterwards. Fine. Everybody, out. Clear the room. Close the doors on your way out. 5 minutes or so pass. Everybody's left except for you, your mother, father, and your companion.
Glory was not very honest about what their intents were. Apparently, she had found a map in our attic.
And the attic.
Something that
Anything up there is just her grandfather's stuff. And from great-grand and great-great-grand. What would she find in the attic? What map? What are you
some
talking
kind of-
about, boy?
It was some kind of clue to our family heritage.
He kind of
Whatever
goes.
it was,
He goes quiet, getting a little
Inspired,
contemplative.
Whatever it was, it inspired a very zealous reaction to it. Her taking off so quickly, without much word, was a plan to basically follow this map to find an old treasure that might be useful to us.
Oh,
The problem was
useful to what? I mean, useful to whom for what? I don't understand.
Ragnar goes digging into his pack and he'll pull out the lantern.
As he
It
looks,
was in the bag of holding. But yeah.
as he pull it out, and he looks and he's like, "How in the God's name did you get that thing to fit in that little bag?"
It's magic.
He sort of steps back, gives a big warning sign. Magic! You bring that evil stuff into my house? You know better. Dwarves don't do magic.
Well, it's convenient compared to carrying it in the open where someone could
As your
want to take it.
as your mother kind of puts her hand on his shoulder to calm him down a little bit. And by the way, this is a expected reaction in your case because you know your father's very old school. Again, very, very anti anything
Very
dwarf,
traditional.
very traditional, very no magic, etc., etc. So it's sort of comes with the territory, and you understand it. Your mom's a little more progressive, if you will. But he's looking. So what is this thing, and what does it do for our family?
It's the lantern from the legends that state it
The
will help
legends?
us find Clan Kuzlin's.
As he looks and his eyes kind of go wide, you know, you've heard about the Khund clan and our family relation? Who told
Lori
you?
seemed to be much more interested than I was, but she explained it to me when we had found her.
As your mother puts her hand on your dad's shoulder. You have to tell him. Tell him, Rafrik. We knew about Glory. We knew what she was doing. I did not know she was going by herself. I did not know about this treasure map or whatever. But we knew that she had somehow got involved with the Kuhndites, as they're called. There's apparently there is someone who has been proven to be in the straight line from the last king of the Khund to now, and he's the last of the line. And according to prophecy, the last of the line shall come forth and claim his rightful place to reassert the rule of Kundholm over the Yatzil Mountains, as it was foretold in the days of old. And so Glory was very, very much into this cult that they call themselves the Kuhndites. So
for a cult that's so convinced that this is what they needed, they certainly didn't send her with sufficient support.
And that's what I said. This is stupid madness. There's nothing that says that we have to be involved in any of this. You need to throw that thing over into the Lake Kvag and be done with it. Let it sink to the bottom of the depths, and let the gods be done with it. But we don't need that heartache, and we don't need the trouble, son. I've heard the stories. I've seen the writings. I know that our families were earls and dukedoms beneath the kings in the Kuhnholm. But that was long ago, and that's not our place now. Our place is here in Exag, with our family, with our business. This is what we are now. We are not kings and dukes and earls. We're not travelers about making our name for ourselves by our swords and our magics. I
got a question, Sean.
I give you a father's advice to a son. Be done with the nonsense. Go, if it's a life of adventure and you want, fine. Don't get involved with these Kuhndites. It's going to get you dead. Yes, question.
Is there any, like, as a soldier, is there any prominent good reason for the Kundholm to become prominent again with a centralized leadership?
Yes. Sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you explain if you want to.
The Khund clan used to be the reigning kings of the Western Dwarves across the mountains.
Correct.
A war had broken out that had actually cost them enough lives that they had to abandon them. And then in the wake of that, the prior king had cursed it, so no one could actually find like the thrones and all the wealth and everything hidden within the mountains. And basically after that, the dwarves went into exile and kind of broken up. That's why you have the weird cultural differences with the western side dwarves and other ones that are scattered about apparently.
Yep.
They don't have a leading figure to basically sit around anymore. So the clans have basically just broken up into war bands or merchant houses.
Yep. And to and to add a one additional thing to that, which was all spot on, by the way. Thank you, Ragnar. The one additional thing is, if there was a centralized Kundholm, which is centered on the western Yatzil Mountains, which means over here on the map where it says lands of the Khund clan, there's actually, they used to have open pathways of trade. So you would have a straight shot under the mountains, straight across to trade with the partners on the other side of the mountains, as opposed to having going down all the way to the south or all the way to the north. You could go straight across the mountains. Imagine what that would do for Exag if you had a straight shot of trade, albeit under the mountains, but it would go right through Kundholm. And so having that centralized seat of power would add a security force, if you will, around those underground terrains that would allow trade back and forth through the mountains.
And in terms of another war with the Witch Queen and Igwolf, because we've seen evidence of that potentially rising up, how substantial would that benefit against that fight?
No, absolutely. Well, you can talk to what did Ragnar just say. What did Ragnar just say? They're all disparate and they're all broken
Yep.
up in their own little factions
Okay.
instead of banding together as one.
Go
Right.
back.
All
You
right.
have any other questions?
No, that was it. I was gonna glance between the two, and then mention and look down the Ragnar. Do we want to mention to them? She's gonna speak more or less softly. She's not gonna whisper to him, but if Rafik tries to listen, he can hear. We want to mention what we know about the Igwolf and the Witch Queen starting to regain their power.
That can wait. That's. He turns back to his father, and Ragnar has been known for many things along these last couple months. Being completely somber is not one of them.
Hmm.
Father, as much as I would love to just drop this and move along with whatever the fuck I was doing, but this has already cost us a significant. And since Glory isn't even here, that tells me it might cost us more if we don't. You were asking what happened to my brother. He didn't make it. He found Glory, but the ones that had taken her captive killed him.
Your mother lets out a shocked cry of dismay and screams and goes, "No!"
My teeth.
Your father just goes quiet. His face becomes the stone. He looks like a statue, and he's just stand there, his eyes going dark, looking
Was all
right
this
at
in
you.
common?
Yeah, I'm assuming he's talking back and forth in common.
Okay. I
As
kind
he
of go sadness then too.
as he just sort of looks right at Ragnar. And again, he becomes like a stone statue. Doesn't move. You could see just a slight little tightening of his jaw muscles as he's grinding his teeth. Probably trying to find his words. Sort of side eyes over toward Nilo. Back over to Ragnar. Did you do him justice?
Not yet. I killed many of them, but I did not kill the one that was with them. And I think that as long as I stay on this path, I will find him again, and I will kill him.
Do what you must, son. And he sort of turns and slowly walks away. Your mother, sort of her hand, tries to grab him to stop him, but he kind of pulls away, leaves her hand just hanging there in the open. Her eyes are like flooded with tears running down her cheeks. Looks at you, gives a look of pity, sympathy, and she rushes off to follow your father, leaving all of you alone, sort of standing there. Quiet settles down. You can actually hear the horse cart traffic outside and the people talking outside. You can hear the children in the house running and playing outside this room. And that's where we're going to take a break. It's a little bit early. It's a little bit early, but that's okay. I need to go get some cough medicine and some other stuff.
Water.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Grab some whiskey while you're at it. It'll definitely help.
Yes, I think so. I think that's what I'll need to do. So, anyway, if you guys know, I'm going to hang on a second here. I didn't have my timer up because I got on so late. So let's do this. Let's do for 15 minutes. And let's start this bad boy. We are going to go and hang out with the smooth, silky sounds of our very own monkey boogers. Hopefully you guys will join us on the backside. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Peace.
LL Flooring, we've been a trusted partner to pros for over 30 years. With over 400 nationwide warehouses full of in-stock, job-ready inventory, you'll get what you need. And our exclusive pro pricing means that pros never pay
Hey,
retail.
how's it going? We're at
Because
break right now.
LL Flooring, all we do is
all right,
floors.
cool.
So we're going to do it right. Sign up for a free pro account
bad.
today to start.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be sitting in her.
LL Flooring.
Hey, Ethan, speak again.
I was kind of hoping it would be there when we got home, but it wasn't.
All right, that's much better. Everyone's so damn quiet.
I was hoping that it would be there when we got there back from lunch, but it wasn't there yet.
What did you say?
Time and money, up to $650 to be exact. You'll keep saving with exclusive member offers and 2 times fuel points every
Bleh.
day.
How was it?
Sign up for a 30-day free trial of Boost from Kroger to unlock your savings superpower today. No cape required. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Balloons were so close.
Yeah. How many?
Like that.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. But Easy. Ha ha ha. Yeah. What was he doing? Oh. Steak salad. Yeah, that's what I said. She said she likes steak salads. She had one at Longhorn one time she really liked. So I said, you'll love this one. So this one's really good. Yeah. Well, that's what I told her. This is her favorite one. I told her that's your favorite one. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it was on the lunch menu, so I forgot about it. Oh, is she upstairs? Oh, okay. All right, I'll let you go because my break's about over. I'll let you go because my break is about over. Yeah. I love you. I love you, babe. Night-night. Bye. All right, babe. I love you. Oh. Hey, Steve. Told you didn't have to come, man. It's mostly going to be role play. And we are back. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
How is everybody doing? I appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. For those that stuck around, listening to the smooth, silky sounds of our very own monkey boogers. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Oh, hang on. Give me just a second. I have something that was popping up here. I want to check on something here real quick. Okay. Looks like things are going okay. Making sure that my stream numbers are good. So, as we return to the dwarf community of Exag and our very own I'm trying to think of the word
Ragnar.
Yeah, I didn't want to say right. I was trying to give him a cool name. See, Nilo posted that really awesome Ninja Ragnar GIF in the Discord, and I was trying to think something creative and something cool, but I am not cool. Therefore, I was unable to do so.
Where I posted up.
Was that you that posted it? Was that you that posted that? Oh, Spartan posted it. Sorry. Ragnar himself posted the Ninja Ragnar. That's awesome. In the Discord channel under the campaign. He's got that little dude with his ninja blade running around. He's training for a fight. I just thought that was
a little guy.
I just thought that was all on point. So cool. So we find ourselves back in Exag, as you guys have discussed with Ragnar's family, at least his mother and father, what has happened to his brother and what potentially may have happened to his aunt. So they leave upon hearing the news of the demise of Ragnar's brother. None too happy. His mother screaming and wailing. His father stoic, like a stone, a moving statue, if you will, as he slowly walks out of the room. Leave you guys to your thoughts. Not even 2 minutes pass when you hear a commotion coming from outside your house, Ragnar. It's out front, and you hear shouts and screams and shouts of surprise and anger and whatnot, all mixed into one. You can tell by the dwarven words being spit that some people are not happy and some people are happy. So you're not sure what's going on, but there's a loud commotion coming out from the front of your home.
Do they have a window?
Not in this room that overlooks there. You would have to go through the front of the house, but they do have windows. Yes. These sort of look out toward the back and the sides of the house, the dining area that you guys are right now.
She's gonna start to speak to Ragnar, starting to say, what should we do now? As she says that, more or less when the screaming starts, she pauses. Do you think we should go take a look?
Oh, what fresh hell is this? He's gonna get up and he's gonna go look to see what's going on.
You get to the front door and you open it, and there, being mobbed by several of your cousins and others that were here, either living here or visiting, is Glory in your front yard.
Ain't that a coincidence?
I wonder if she was hiding in Crestbow and followed us back.
And she sort of gives a half nod to you guys as she works her way. Let me go, let me go. I've got business to attend to. You'd think you'd never seen a dwarf with a few nicks and scrapes on her show up at your front door before. As she wiggles her way free of the crowd, as your mother is like yapping at her the whole way, as she's coming toward the house. So as your mother sort of leads in, your father doesn't come. Your father is just standing in the front yard like. You get the impression that your father has his entire world collapsing down around him. Everything that he believes and stands for or wants for his family just seems to come crashing down around him like this giant ocean wave just swept him off the mountain and out into the ocean. He has this lost look like, what the hell is going on? I woke up this morning to go to work, and now I got this, and now this. And he just looks like a dwarf out of the mountain. So, a dwarf with no stone around. How about that? That's the look that he has. As you guys make your way back into the dining area where you were, your mother fends off all the cousins and other aunts and siblings and whatnot that try to engage Glory with what's going on. But Glory plops a seat down and immediately begins grabbing any leftovers off anybody's plate that may have been there and sort of tossing food into her mouth.
How the hell did you keep up with us if you followed us from Crestable?
What? Follow? I didn't follow nobody. I've been here for a week. Where have you been? I've been waiting for you. Soon as I seen yous come down the street, I knew it was time to go.
Why didn't you come here?
Oh, no. We can't let anybody know that I'm in town now. Has to keep it on the low.
What did you do?
I didn't do nothing. What did you do? Did you find it? Did you find it?
I'm more curious why you're scared to be showing your face around town.
Because there are those forces out there that could be gathering to stop His Highness from taking his rightful place. And folks know that I am someone who with influence in the movement. And so
how big of a movement is this?
No, I don't take an accounting every day, boy. I don't sell folks to write in your ballot to tell us if you're in the movement or not. It's just folks show up to get stuff done, and stuff gets done. But if you must know, I would say there's probably a 1,000 or so.
How big? Maybe on how big the population is in Exag. How many people does that sound like in a sample size?
Well, Exag is about 8,000 people.
Oh, fuck.
Nyla will lean against the table and look over and goes, Who is the one that's supposed to be inheriting the throne at this point? If we're able to find the throne room.
His lordship.
Which is?
Burgermeister. Just kidding. No, she's not. She doesn't say a name. It's best if we first find if any of this is true. And if we do find it, then we can let his lordship do whatever it is that he needs.
Has your lordship spoken about what they intend to do upon succession.
Well, the prophecy doesn't give him much leeway. It says he shall reunite the clans.
I understand what the prophecy says. What I want to know is what he will do, or she, whichever one it may be.
You can't have a
Okay.
dwarf. You can't have a female dwarf king.
Never know. I've seen many women become leaders over the years. Besides the point. Yes, the prophecy says they will unite the clans. But what will your lordship do after that is finished? How does he intend to do it?
I don't
Have they
know.
put any thought on this?
I'm assuming he's going to reestablish Khund home. He's going to reestablish relations with the folk of Perrinland. He's going to reestablish relations with other groups of folks that might want to be trading with dwarves. He's going to bring us back to the way it was before the downfall.
Ragnar crosses his arms and looks to his mom.
She just sort of looks and shrugs. Kind of her head kind of goes to the side a little bit like, I don't know. So, did you find it or did you not? Because I think we've discovered where you need to go with it.
I think we have as well. Ragnar is going to get the lantern again.
Yeah, Pavishka provides the bag of holding.
As she sort of looks at it and she goes, "Hey, the Warden's beard. This thing is almost as big as I am. How did you carry such a thing all the way? Surely your training has done you good on the muscles, boy. I got to give you that."
This strange magical contraption apparently can insulate things and then make it lighter.
Huh. Could have used that. So,
I want to warn you. This lantern, while it has many uses, is also capable of immediately killing whoever uses it.
oh, well, that's good to know.
Yes. Do not let it go out.
Just a second. Pulling up my notes here on something. So, what is your next step then? What is your intent, I suppose?
Well, you're already writing a lot of this for me. So what did you have planned?
So, we has been digging through much of the archives, and we've discovered that there was a place that might shed light on where we need to go and where the seat of power was. It's a place known as the Library of Erlinen.
Sean, refresh my memory. Did we? I think we did, but I'm not sure if you remember either. We shared with her those maps of the tunnels that we got from the orcs back all the way when. And
Yes.
she said that they seem to come in the same area. Does that seem close to this library she's mentioning?
No, she doesn't know where the library is. She's just saying.
Oh, okay.
She's just saying, and I just posted it in the Parentland notes.
What roll would I need to make to see if I've heard that in my studies?
History check. Yep.
I'll roll one for previous grow too, since he is there in the.
Okay. Yeah. You never heard of this Erlinen
I
character.
think I'm gonna chronal shift that.
Okay.
Okay, I can't just simply use the ability for some reason. Just do
So
that.
Paviskro knows, sort of, his head cocks up a little. Did you say Erlinen? The Library of Erlinen? Why, you've heard of it? Well, in our study and our research of keeping the sect that I once belonged to prided themselves in keeping items of mystic and magical nature, whether it be magical tomes or magical items or things that may be dangerous if they were to fall into improper hands, until such a time we could either destroy them or seal them from harming anybody. There was a rather well-known archmage by the name of Erlinen. He was an elf who, I believe, is from these regions, or at least the western area. Perhaps it was on the other side of the Yatzil Mountains, but he was said to have a sort of a retreat that he had built in the region. I don't know if it's the library, or it's his like personal domain or tower or research lab, whatever. But if it's the same Erlinen, then quite possibly could be the same thing, because he was a member of the Silent Ones and building his own library. While interesting that he didn't keep it at the tower where our guild is, and he did his own. It's quite possible that he established his own place of records. And
I
so,
recognize that name.
Is he still alive?
oh no, this was hundreds, and well, as an elf, he might be alive, but Erlinen, from my knowledge, has been long since gone or missing or whatever. So that I cannot answer, but it's quite possible that I mean, if he was obviously one of the Silent Ones in keeping records, it's very likely that if he was in this region, that he would have knowledge of the Khund clan. He was old enough to know the clan when they were around, so I have no doubt that his library may have records as to where the clan was, or details of the clan, perhaps, and maybe that is our next step, if we can find where this library was. And as he says that, sorry, go ahead.
I swear I've heard that name before. Like I know I thought I've heard that name some point.
Yeah, I can tell you no. At least not from me. At least not from me. So I can.
It must sound very similar to something else. I swear.
Oh,
I've
it's
heard
quite
it.
possible. Yeah, no, it's quite possible. I'm just saying it's no Erlinen.
Where would we go to find information on Erlinen?
Fancy
Maybe you might have a clue to where his tower could be.
Fancy you should ask that. So, the first place that we went to was the Dust Diggers. They're a group of folk, academics mostly.
A little too much dust from all that digging.
Yeah, I guess. They are academics mostly, dealing with old dusty things, archaeology, things of that nature. So it seems that recently they had an expedition into the Yatzils, gone missing, searching for this very library that we now speak of. And it just so happens, as she reaches into a pouch and pulls out a little map, that this was their planned place to go look and excavate.
These
She
good? You get some water, bro. Take a moment.
No, I've got no. It doesn't matter. It's just like once I start talking, if I cough, then I'm done. So yeah, I'm just trying to get the words out before I drink.
Are these people part of your cult too?
Oh no, and it's not a cult. It is the reestablishment of the way things should be, and you should really be on board because folks know that our family name, you may be moving up to the east side, boy.
A secret group of extreme zealotry, regardless of the source, that is held in animosity against the general population is a cult at the end of the day, even if you don't produce
They don't.
religious or magical practices.
I wouldn't say
The
that
thing
they're
is, these guys aren't. They don't have any. There's no animosity for anybody. People in this region very much believe in the prophecy and the legend of the Khund clan. It's just that there are forces at work that would, once that you find out, or who's members and who's whatever, could cause serious damage. And if anything happens to the last line, then the Khund clan is allegedly lost forever. And so
It just
that's
sounds
why
like most of the people consider them cahoots.
It's basically a scenario where there's people that benefit from the way the dwarves are now, and if they would to get to unify again, it would ruin that for them.
Oh
They're not
yeah,
fairly evil. It's just that their interests are not aligned with the dwarves doing that.
Yep.
I meant the majority of the population might see them as hoots or something.
They just see them as optimists.
Yep.
Weirdly enough,
Gotcha. Okay.
which for dwarves is weird. 'cause
Yeah.
They're very pragmatic people.
Yep. And the other thing I would like to throw on that, don't forget, as you guys have been going over the past several months, there's been a lot of like demonic activity in Paranland. So there's
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah,
something
that's part in the rise of the Witch Queen coming back.
that is sort of like an undercurrent of things that you guys have been dealing with.
Yeah, very slow build up. I love it. All
So
right.
if the dwarves, which were very much a part of throwing down Igwilv in the first place, were to be prevented from reconvening their seat of power,
Yeah. Yep.
that would then be one less of a blocker should somebody try to take back the Witch Queen's place. Because everybody knows the Witch Queen's dead and there's no way she can come back. Right? Everybody knows that?
Oh yeah, of course.
I just want to make sure that we all knew
Just
that.
like how that totems can never come back.
Yes.
Or
Correct.
like how the
But that
drow
totem's never coming back now.
Yes.
It ain't ever
Exactly.
come back now.
Yeah. So.
Or that giant magma.
All right. Or Makaria's wing, never coming back.
Oh no, it came back. It did come back.
Well, the reason I ask is because if we run into any of this expedition and they're still alive, what can we tell them?
Just that you're seeking them, and then, hey, you found them, so might as well join them to the library, eh?
They're
You
gonna
don't have.
believe that?
They've been missing. You were the Dust Diggers hired a group of experienced adventurers, going into known dangerous territory to seek what happened to their expedition. And so I think it's a reasonable story. You could make up whatever you want.
Dust Diggers are dwarves, right?
Dust Diggers are actually a mix of folks. They're academics, archaeologists,
Gotcha.
etc.
Okay.
So they're human,
Yeah.
they're dwarf. Anybody that's interested in the past and preserving like historical references and digging up old ancient sites, etc. Those are why they call them the Dust Diggers, because they're digging into the dust of the past.
If we want to try to pose as someone hired to come find them, we might want to find a way to drop an official contract. Because if they're looking for sensitive information, they're gonna want something official. Otherwise, we might be seen as opportunist and
Okay.
hostile.
Okay. So she's. I can take it to the Dust Digger Guild if you want.
That'll work.
Might as well make it official. Makes it a lot easier.
Okay.
But was the other reason I wanted to mention that was the fact, what if they want to go back? It looks weird if we try to keep going forward at that point.
Okay. So she leads you from your house back over to like the merchant areas. And I'm not hearing this. And leads you back into the merchant areas, and you come to this place that looks like it's like 2 or 3 buildings sort of merged together. They all look half dilapidated, but they look like they're in some semi-state of repair, like somebody maybe bought 3 buildings and then started to try to manufacture ways to connect the buildings together and whatnot. But be that as it may, there is a sign hanging out that says Guild of Dust Diggers. And leading you inside, it's like walking into the basement of the New York Library, right? It's this old, literally a dusty place. You can see racks and racks of books and scrolls and maps and stuff all over the place. Somebody give me a perception check with advantage. Doesn't matter who. One person, whoever has the highest roll, let's do.
Yo, monkey.
Tarikas.
Tarikas, wake up.
Yep, on it.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, wow, he was awake this time.
You have
As-
advantage.
Yep, you have advantage. You can roll
Wait.
again. It's good.
320.
Hey.
So as you guys walk in the door, and you can see there are several academics kind of talking. A human guy kind of sitting in with his chair with his leg crossed over and a pipe in his mouth, sort of puffing away, talking to a dwarf who has kind of like for lack of a better term, a Native American headband wrapped around his head. He's got a ponytail. Kind of reminds you of a Willie Nelson kind of look and feel, but a dwarf. And he's kind of sitting there, and he's sipping on an ale, and he's nodding it to whatever this other academic is saying. But as you kind of look to the right, Tarikas, you see there's a signboard that says, big letters across the top of this piece of parchment stuck on a signboard. It says, reward, 1,200 gold, missing researchers. Ask for Lem.
Oh, hey. Ragnar. I'm gonna tap his shoulder. Walk up to the counter there and ask for Lem. And I'm going to nudge him in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah, after that, I'll mention to them what I noticed.
So,
How did you know, Nilo? Jake just found out.
He's a psychic.
Yes.
Apologies.
All good.
I jumped that one, my bad.
It's all good. So,
Very
Tarikas, you do notice the sign saying that they are hiring for a group of. Damn it! They are hiring for a group of individuals to go find missing researchers.
I let the party know and go, I think this is our chance. To do some good.
Yeah. As you walk up to the counter, there is a young boy with round speckled glasses, a bowl haircut, wearing plain clothes, a loose fitting shirt with a belt around, and he's we don't usually have your kind here. Is how can the Dust Diggers serve you guys
I'm
today?
A dwarf like you. It's not that out of the
He's not a dwarf.
I know. It's like, you're looking at me.
But he's like looking at your group as a whole. He's very like flustered apparently because he's not used to like non-academics maybe. But he's like, how may the Dust Diggers serve you today?
We were looking into a contract that you had placed. He gestures to the sign.
Oh yes.
In the wrong direction.
So are you good with sword? Are
many weapons? So.
He has the group of fully armed. Everyone here is wearing armor,
and he's kind of looking. Can you give me an example of where you may have fought some hideous beast or something and obviously lived to tell that tale so that we may have at least some sort of an idea of your competency?
Have you
We're
heard
gonna do the
Ragnar?
Vulcan mind meld on him.
Ragnar, you said?
Have you heard the Ragnar the broker? I'm sorry, I slurred that. Ragnar the Breaker.
I'm so sorry. No idea.
I fought in the pits for a long time. I have a very proven history to my combat ability. If you need to know about creatures we've fought, we've toppled trolls. I think.
Rolls, really?
Chimeras, Basilisks, Dracolisks, Gargoyles.
Slimes,
Really?
undead. A
Undead, you don't
vampire
say.
now.
Two vampires actually, and a demon.
When did we
Oh, remember when you
Just-
guys?
Show them the
just
contents
northeast
of
of
the
Prague.
bag of holding. We had some things in there.
Oh, we
Oh,
do.
that was a demon? I thought that was just a weird fucking creature.
No, it was a
No,
demon that was
was-
inhabiting the mask.
No, that's Ragnar's response. He didn't know
Yeah,
it.
no, that was a demon that was using the house. I was using that mask as sort of like a magic soul jar of sorts.
I thought you were gonna say, "Yeah, we fought Nilo's sister." What do you mean?
That works.
So that was not a demon possessing her. That was a demon influencing her.
No, it's a possession.
And we also did fight the archfey in the forest as well.
That's true.
I've
We
been
did that.
attacked by a dragon.
And you have killed each other at least once and lived to tell the tale.
Shut up, Sean. That was an accident.
I'm not by Ragnar's viewpoint. Ragnar saw that thing coming right to him.
Listen, man, I've been told to not trust orcs or half orcs. And has proven me wrong.
So, with that said, as he is elated that you are willing to take on, he goes, yes. So, Sir Danville, he and his expedition have been gone for a month now, and they were only supposed to be gone for 2 weeks. They were going to locate the library and then come back.
How much supplies did they take with them?
Well, they had a month of supply, so I'm. It's not that I'm so much worried that they would that they have run out of foods and because they could probably forage and hunt for themselves because dust diggers are not like pure academics. We have some skills in the outdoors and whatnot, but
Do you though?
be that as it may, they are well past the time of reporting, and so we felt it prudent that even if they are okay, at least hire competent individuals who are true to their word that would go seek them out and ensure their safety.
How many people are we talking about? How big was the expedition?
There were 12. So there were 3 dust diggers: Sir Danville, Mr. Epperson, and Madame LaFay. And so the 3 dust diggers, and then the rest were mostly hirelings and whatnot in order for security, fighting types, etc., to provide, in addition to transport of goods, to provide some level of security for the group.
Was it mostly dwarves or?
I don't recall the actual mix. Sir Danville handled all that himself. However, beg your pardon.
How about the important?
Oh, all three are human.
Okay.
All the 3 the dust diggers are human. Although I prefer not to call them important people because all people are important to me, sir. Even those hired to put their lives on the line. But that being said, there were 9 of the soldier types, and then the 3 dust diggers. So 12 altogether, yes. And I am more than willing to give you 50% of your pay up front, and the remaining on successful return, one way or the other.
All right. Do you have a map of their intended course?
Yes, of course. And he rummages through some papers in a back area for like 5 or 10 minutes, and he comes back and he has a map that is very similar, if not identical, to the one that your aunt provided back at your house.
Good. Is there any other details we need to know about the expedition?
It's just up into the atolls, and it's higher up into the atolls. And so I know that even in the summer months, the upper atolls can be rather chilly and cold. So there's still snow in the caps and the peaks and whatnot. There are.
By horseback, or do we have to walk?
No, I'm horseback through the trails, I'm sure. Although there may be places where you have to lead your horses. My understanding is that where they believe the entry for the library is accessible all the way up into the hills. But yes.
All right.
And based on the map, it looks like it's probably going to be about a 4-day trip into the hills. To
we might
these.
need to get some. We might need to get some hirelings to watch the horses while we're in the actual.
It's not going on the map when they do it, but it's in this region down here where the map leads you. So it's up into the hills, up in here somewhere that you're going to be going.
Gotcha.
So probably about a 4, maybe 5 days, depending upon how fast you go and whatnot, how the weather holds up, etc. Because even with the warmth of the summer months down here, up in the higher peaks, it's still chilly. There's still snow caps on some of the mountains. But it shouldn't be quite as bad as the winter months when you guys were dealing with the sturgeon blood totem.
At least there's no like ice dragons around.
At least not on this side yet. Maybe, you hope. There is a white dragon that you guys had an encounter with a while back. He
shook us down for magic item.
Yep, yes he did. And
he shook us down for magic item, and we conned him.
Yep. Can't wait for you to meet him again.
All but I think one item remains out of his original 4.
Can't wait for you guys to meet him again.
He's still a white dragon, so he's kind of stupid. Not real. Listen, if I know one thing about dragons, is whites are the stupid one.
Yep.
So less dangerous. They're just stupid.
So you guys are given this map and provided with 600 gold, which is 50% of the agreed upon. You all initial and sign on a contract saying that you will, in your best faith and ability, travel to the location of the site where the expedition party was supposed to be going, determine what happened, and return and report, whether for good or for ill, preferably for good, and preferably with some proof that you did that you did find what you were looking for.
The map that they gave us, did it follow the intended traveling trail?
Well, what do you mean?
Like, did they mark the path that they intended to take to get to that?
Yeah,
location?
that's the map they gave you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the map they gave you. Yeah, so it's relatively straightforward.
So we can follow the exact same path.
Yeah, and if they follow that path, yes. Okay.
Alrighty.
So it is roughly 5:30 in the afternoon on the 26th day of good month. You guys haven't even had a whole day here yet, and you've had a full day of shit going on. Actually, it's a little later now. It's probably took a little longer to get all this done, but about 6:30, the sun going down.
You might want to get hirelings to watch the horses, unless you don't want to bring them.
Nah, we'll probably grab some hirelings, maybe some that can wield a sword while they're at it, just in case.
I know a good bar where we can find them.
You do what?
I know a good bar where we can find hirelings.
That's a true story.
Right. What's the chances of being able to get an actual inn in this town, or should we take our chances with your place?
It really depends on what you want. My parents can put us up for the day, so it's not a big deal.
I'm more concerned about refusing to serve a half-orc. because a lot of folks in this town appear to be very traditional.
Yeah, they have a reason for that. They're constantly being harassed by the orcs in the area.
I don't blame them, but that's why I'm asking. Though, there's a good chance that a lot of places here would not allow me to stay.
Do you not want to stay at my parents'?
I don't want to impose on them, considering your father wasn't exactly too happy to see me.
Listen, just don't stare at him in the hallway, and you'll be fine.
All right then.
Trust me, he deals with people that irritate him all the time. That's kind of the life of being a merchant.
That's fair enough.
Either way, come on, let's go get, I don't know, maybe three hirelings. Should be fine to guard the horses while we're in the caves.
To be clear, these are hirelings that are capable of fighting as well.
I don't know how many we need that can fight. Sean, this is the area that's prone to be attacked by orcs and like other nasties, right?
Yes.
Like the mountain.
Yep.
Yeah, we better get 3 that can fight then. Because they'll just come back and the horses are gone and there's going to be 3 dead guys in the snow. If we don't.
Okay. Right.
As long as they don't die in a avalanche like last time, we'll be good.
That was sad. Yeah, only on the way back.
On the way back. What was it? One of the dogs died to a slime. Yep. Everyone else died in the avalanche, if I recall, right?
I believe so. I don't remember all this. It's been a while.
I think the other dog went with Desmond when he left.
Yes, that's correct.
No, that dog was gone as well.
Oh yeah, because the avalanche on the way down the trail when you guys are going, you first got there. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
I was thinking
What about the 3 hirelings we had at the beginning of the day?
They all died.
That's what I said. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so. They all got like Ragnar got pulled in that too. The only reason he didn't die is because he's tanky.
Yep.
I think I made the save, but I was still hurt from it.
All right, give me just a second here. I think I'll just do this one. Oops. I have just dropped 3 hirelings in the sorry. Okay. Drop 3 hirelings in the where the PCs are, and I've given everybody limited access. I don't know what all that gives, but hopefully it'll allow you to move tokens and stuff like that, so I don't have to if need be. But you now have 3 hirelings. They are all fighters. They all have long swords. The only thing is they don't have armor, because that's on you guys to buy them, equip them with armor if you want them to have armor. They all have 10 hit points apiece. So they're all basically first level fighters.
I'm going to preach to them and make them part of the cult. Try to convince them to join my church.
Okay.
Don't scare them off as soon as we get them.
It is 2 gold pieces per month, plus food and board, as well as equipping them with any armor that you want them to have. So if you want them to have any gear or armor, you tell me now. You can pay for it, and then I'll equip them.
I have weapons. I don't think I have extra armor, unless besides the scale mail that's old.
Yeah.
But it's fitted for a dwarf, so I think that will work with them.
I will get them all chain shirts.
Chain shirts? Okay.
Chain shirts and shields.
Sean, if you want to arm them from my inventory, I should have a couple short swords.
They've got swords. They all have swords.
We have so many battle axes.
Yeah.
We have so many battle axes. It's not even funny.
Yep, they have.
Do we have any spare armor in that bag of yours there, Paviscro?
Let me find out as soon as I sign in.
Yeah.
Hirelings gears.
What kind of armor you want? Chain shirts?
What did we do that we're outfitting a group now? What happened? What did I miss?
Yeah. So we all got horses, and we're gonna be going through the mountains, and chance we're gonna be going into a cave or into a place again. So we want to get 3 fighters to protect our horses when we're not able to keep an eye on them. And they come with long swords, but they have no armor. And if we don't have the armor to outfit them, I'm just gonna dump the gold onto chain shirts and shields.
Okay, do they have any
I-
ranged weapons?
I think
What's
our
that?
horses could defend them. It's gonna be the horses defending them.
Do these hirelings we have? Do they have any ranged weapons?
No.
Do any of them know how to shoot a bow?
They're all fighters, so yeah.
Level 1, yeah.
Okay. We should definitely get them some weapons in for ranged combat as well, because it would really suck if like a tribe of goblins comes through, like a dozen goblins with crossbows, taking
Yeah,
pot shots from
give
behind
him
a rock
some
or something. You know, like
give him some
Go ahead,
crossbows or
long
short
bows.
swords. Short bows? What do you think?
I
Get
think-
long bows, they're fighters.
if they're first level fighters, it's probably actually better to get them like a heavy crossbow. Just
Yeah,
because the damage dice is higher, I think.
Oh, that's the only thing.
Okay.
Let me see
That'll
what we
be
have.
cool.
That way we
Yeah.
don't have to, buy some stuff, and then, if we have to buy something, then we have to buy something. We have plenty of money, so shouldn't be an issue.
I don't more because I just blew 12,000 gold on a +2 shield.
Okay.
I have 35
it is
gold.
it's a pretty good shield.
Yeah.
It is a really
It's a
good
plus
shield.
+4 to AC. It's not.
Yeah, it's a really.
It's pretty good.
It's really expensive.
How do I check the?
I
back?
can't wait for you guys to meet an enchanter.
Not gonna lie.
Oh wait, you already met one. You've already met one.
We did for this girl.
Yep.
All right.
Never mind. I forgot.
So
Did
it
I
looks
say
as though-
enchanter? I meant disenchanter.
It looks as though I can do both. It looks as though the bag of holding doesn't have any like armor in it right now, unless there was something in our loot that I've forgotten.
Well,
So it's
I
going to be 300 gold to outfit each one with a shield, chain shirt, and heavy crossbow.
how much?
300. It's going to be 40 for the armor, 10 for the shield, and 50 for the crossbow.
Okay.
And if you buy a crossbow, if I remember right, it always comes with 20
Yeah.
ammo right off the
Yeah,
bat.
that's fine.
Okay.
I'm not worried.
So
All
300
right.
gold.
So we are giving them. Sorry, I want to make sure that I'm going to drop it on there. You're giving them a heavy crossbow, right?
Yep, heavy crossbow.
Okay. There's one.
Can we just name all three of them Angus?
I just gave them
Because
hireling
went
1,
to
2, and 3. All right.
Angus, Bungus, Bungus.
No, it's just we went to the pub and three of those guys were named Angus. And they all said, we're all Angus here.
2.
It was Angus, Angos, and Angus. Come on, man.
Angus.
All right. It's actually 12 arrows that they get.
Only 12.
Or bolts,
All
I
right.
mean. So just so you know, I'm updating
That's
their
fine.
sheets right now.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
They run out of
There.
bolts in a situation. They're in trouble.
They're not going to run out of bolts. They got 12 each. The likelihood of them shooting 12 bolts in one combat each is very
Oops.
slim.
I mean, there's only one combat.
Here. There's bolts. Give him 12. All right. So they all have chain shirts. They all
Correct.
have, and what you said, a shield as well?
And a shield. And you said we got battle axes for days there.
You
Heavy
said
Screw?
a plus 2 shield each, right?
Yes, sir. Plus 2 shield each. 10
All right.
gold apiece.
Yeah, no, let's not. Shield.
We got about a few battle axes, yeah.
And we'll give them all battle axes too, just for that extra oomph if they need it.
All right,
Isn't that
so
the same as like a longsword? I can't remember. I can't
It's
tell.
the same-
On...
that's all right. All right, so hirelings 1, 2, and 3 all have chain shirts, shield, a longsword, a heavy crossbow with 12 bolts. So their hit points are 10. Their armor class is 15.
Okay.
Each
Now,
one of
did you
them.
guys-
Each one of them also has a riposte for their maneuver. They have combat superiority, second wind, etc., etc. So they're all
That's cool.
So
Nice. Okay.
Question:
anyway,
Are we have we factored into the fact we're taking them into the wilderness, right?
Yeah, we're taking them into the mountains, which is
Ooh.
hostile territory because we know that
should-
orcs and shit run around there.
Okay. How long are we planning on being out in the wilderness?
it'll take us 4 days to actually get to the cave, but then we don't know how long we'll be inside the cave since we're looking for an expedition that is lost.
Okay, so we should get 14 days at least worth of rations for each of them.
Yeah,
I
that's a good idea.
I would recommend a month's worth for the whole
Even
group.
better. Even better. I'm happy to do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, because if I recall, the original expedition was slated for 2 weeks turnaround, but then they disappeared, and it's been a month, so we might be dealing with, if there is survivors, people that are starving.
I
as well.
already have 15 rations in my inventory, so we can tack that on to the total. We can tack that into the total.
How much? How much
See how
is?
much that costs. Hold on.
How much is? Yeah, that would be like 6 people plus 300. That's like 9 people times 30 times.
All right. So,
Over.
so 1 month of rations for all 3 of them is going to cost 450 silver. So that's 45 gold. I'll pay it.
All right, I'll pay out. I'll pay out for the equipment.
We got an extra. We had 300. We got a 600 split from the take.
How many days? How many days rations are you giving? Did you say?
I was going to buy 30 days of rations for each of them. So a total of 90 days for one person.
I was gonna say you don't need to spend money out of your pocket since we still have another 300 we got because they gave us half up front for the quest and it was 600. Like they gave us 600 for now and then another 600 later. And we only spent 300 so far on their equipment. So
okay, so we're spending from the expeditionary funds basically, and then we're gonna split what's left over. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what my idea is. At least.
That makes sense. I think we just spend from that 600, and then whatever we have left, we split amongst ourselves.
Okay. All right. They now each have 30 days of rations apiece, or 30
Wonderful.
rations apiece.
Should we just spend the rest? Should we spend another 30 days for each of us in terms of ration, and just have it in a party store so we could track it easier?
Yeah, it gets 45 gold, right?
It'd be 45 for the 3 of us. So
yeah.
Then there's also.
Sorry, yeah, there's be 2 more people. So hold on.
Yeah, there's Ethan and Tarikas as well.
Yeah.
So that would be
5 times 30 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. That's 750 silver. So that's 75 gold.
Okay. So we spent 300 plus 45 plus 75.
All right, so we've spent 420 gold. Nice. Very good job.
It leaves us
we
with
need anything else?
I could use a natural 20 in the chat, but I'm not gonna beg for that.
I think you just did.
Well, people
now
were asking.
We used to have someone who served as a ranger, who would serve as a guide in parts like this. We don't have one anymore.
Yeah.
Do we?
Sean, could we hire just a ranger outright?
Or a guide?
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Someone we could take into the caves too.
Someone who knows the area well enough, at least, even if they don't know the exact route we're taking, that they know what kind of like dangers to expect and how to travel efficiently in this sort of terrain.
I'm going to say that Ragnar would know where to look for that kind of stuff because he is from here and he's very familiar with the mercenaries region. So yes, I would say that it's definitely able to hire somebody. They're probably going to be a little pricier than the normal hireling because your normal hirelings are only a couple gold a month.
That's fine.
Where
specialized tools are more expensive.
Ragnar, roll me a history check, please, with advantage.
No problem.
We'll hire an experienced guide for this region. That way, we use less resources and spend less time.
Yeah, Ragnar is. Sorry. Ragnar, you recall back in the day when you're here, prices for rangers or guides, depending upon the length of time, could be as much as 10 gold pieces a day.
A day? Holy shit.
So you're talking probably 50 gold just to at least get there.
Yeah. we're talking. This could be really expensive depending on how long it takes us to.
Well, yeah, if you want him to stay with you, it can be expensive.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's better just not to take the ranger at this point.
Okay.
Or at least take the ranger there.
And just release him and say, hey, you're on your own
Yeah.
now.
We pay you to get us to our destination. We can get ourselves back.
Up to you.
So like we'd be looking for like 40 gold to get for us someone to like take us there, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a smart investment.
I mean, it's not that bad. Like we have an abundance of wealth at this moment, and
spend it while you got it.
We haven't even spent half the money that we have coming in on this mission, right? And I mean, like for the total thing, and I think we're here more for the success of the mission and whatever spoils we get along the way, rather than the pay, right?
Oh yeah, to give you context, I realized you weren't here for a bit.
Yeah,
we're going into the mountain regardless to look into an ancient ruin that might have a bunch of magical artifacts that you'd also be interested in. The fact that there's just a lost mining expedition is just a side thing we're getting on the side.
Okay,
we're looking for the library of Alanin.
Then I think we almost certainly should hire the ranger because it's 40 gold.
Yeah,
so
we're looking at making a lot more than that.
I don't know. Sorry. I don't know if you heard before you had to sign off for Viskro, but you guys are looking for a place known as the Library of Erlinen. And you remember that there was a archmage who was a member of the Silent Ones by the name of Erlinen, who disappeared long ago. And you said, I don't know if it's the same guy, but it would make sense if he had a library because he collects things. However, why would he be away from the Silent One's tower and not just bring his stuff there? Why? But this is a guy that you only knew because of people talked about him with reverence during your time of study. But to your knowledge, you don't know if he was still a member of the Silent Ones and he was one of those ones that goes adventuring to find stuff. But setting up his own library seems kind of out of character for a Silent One, because that means that he's not a Silent One because he's not adventuring around. He's got a place established, which is not the tower, which is kind of interesting, a dynamic in itself. That being said, you're like, there could be a lot of good shit there if he was a Silent One. So,
well, not only that, but like if he is like a member of the Order, like I think he is, and he's established this library over here, the only reason he would do that is if he had something he wanted to keep away from the others.
Right.
So that's
which lends itself to
concerning.
The reason he may have knowledge of the Khund clan, which is what you're looking for, which maybe he's part of the firewall that protects what happened to the Khund clan.
I guess
we'll find out. By the way, Glory was not in Exag when we first arrived, and we're trying to figure out where the hell she went because she had left Crestable before when we were leaving for the mountains. But turns out she's been in Exag the entire time, just hiding away from the rest of the family,
waiting for you guys to get there.
Right. We're still level 7, right? I'm not crazy.
Yes.
We're still what?
Level 7.
That's what I thought. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. You would think you're supposed to be level 8, but yeah, no, you're not.
Okay.
Getting close, though, I will say.
Yeah. I'm ready to go when you guys are.
Okay.
I need to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, so riddle me this. Are we hiring a ranger or no?
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to hire
okay. All right, so it is 40 gold.
Gotcha.
So I need someone to give me 4 nature checks with advantage, please.
I can do it on normal speed, so I have a pretty decent bonus.
Do you have a good bonus since that's survival?
We kind of
nature checks. Sorry.
Yeah, survival. Sorry, I meant survival. Sorry, I meant survival.
Would the ranger that we hired
+4
be capable of doing that?
That is why I gave you guys advantage on the roll, so I don't have to roll for you.
Gotcha. Okay. You got a +4. All right, you got it because I got a +3 here.
Can he guidance himself?
If he's got guidance.
Does he?
I don't think he does.
Initiated.
Yes, he has guidance. He is a cleric.
He doesn't have the cantrip guidance, though.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Do you have guidance?
Baviskro has guidance.
Yes, remember we said he had.
Wizard man. He's guidance.
How many times do I have to teach you, old man?
Are you casting it on me?
Yes, just
He
consider
stepped
guidance on
away.
you. He had to step away,
Okay.
so just make sure you add a D4 to your roll.
All right, you got it.
All right, there's 1. Three more.
Oh, 3 more? Okay.
Yeah, I need a total of 4.
Goodbye.
Okay. Nice, nat 20. I like it. And 1 more.
Whoops, I forgot to add 4. Let me add 4.
It's all right. The DC was only 12 anyway, so. All right. So, you guys move your way through the mountains as you initially start along a well-formed trail leading out of Exag to the mining communities that are more toward the mountains. But eventually you branch off, working your way higher and higher and higher up into the peaks. Some 4 days later, you guys eventually come to your destination. It is the 3rd day of Harvester now, common year 586, as you say goodbye to your guide. It is later in the afternoon, perhaps 4, going on 5 o'clock, when you guys begin to see signs of a cave complex up ahead. You can see that there are 2 stone walls converge to an irregular opening, and you can see that there's snow, like frosty snow, not thick snow, but frosted snow. You can see that there are very large footprints leading ahead into the cave complex. And as we do that, you can see that up here.
Oh, Baviskro. Are you back there, Adam?
He's not
He's having
back
the
yet.
same problem I am. The gold adds to our weight. And also and everything on our horses also adds to our weight.
So I thought there was a way that you can, if you like, unequip it or something like that.
My horse is unequipped, but everything in my horse's inventory is applied to my total weight.
Really?
Yep, which affects my movement speed. And it probably also would automatically apply disadvantage to any stealth or other dexterous activities I take, like acrobatics and stuff.
That's the way it should be. Quit carrying all that crap.
I'm not. My horse is.
All right, so let us see if we can figure this out. So you have a horse.
It wasn't a problem until now that we're going into the tunnel.
That's weird. So your horse. So here's what we do is we go so here's what we do. I'm going to do this. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. If you go into each one and just change the weight to 0 pounds into each item. I know that kind of sucks. I know that kind of sucks, but I'll let you guys do it to yourselves. And the same thing with the backpack and stuff. Although no, not the backpack, because the backpack should apply. I thought that I had the coins. Yeah, it's interesting. You can, if you go to manage currency, you can actually transfer coins into like your onto your horse or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's why I did it first, and that's when I realized that it wasn't working right. So I decided to I dropped my hunting trap to
Yeah.
quantity to 0, and it reduced my total weight.
Yeah.
So
So
everything that's on the horse is registering.
yeah. So
Not the
yeah.
horse itself, though. The horse
Yeah,
itself is
that's
fine.
weird. That's weird that it does that. So go ahead and do that. Then until they get a fix, I'll report a bug because if it's on your horse, it should not be part of yours, right? So, like I said,
Oh,
the
it's getting
coins.
cold up here again. I should probably take that with me.
So, anyway, as you guys are standing and you can see up here, you guys can see it on the map. Up here is where the entry into the cave is. It has it. Let me. I don't know if that's how. I want to double check the map here just to make sure that I'm looking at it correctly. All right. 1, 2. Yep. Yep. Okay, that is right. You can
My hit
see.
dice thing should I have done a short rest or something? Because I have a hit dice missing. Shouldn't I have had a long rest already?
Oh yeah, you guys should have had plenty of long rests.
Is it okay for me to click it?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Want to make sure everybody's up. So anyway, as you guys look and you can see there is, it's up the wall a ways. There's actually, why is this not? Oh, I know why. Because I'm an idiot. There is up here. There's looks like a cave of some kind, but it's about a 5-foot climb to get up into the cave. So you can see there's a little rise like right here. A little rise of about 5-6 feet or so. But you can see here there are rather large footprints in the. It's not really as thick of snow as it shows in here because it's a little less, but it's still heavy frosty snow. So as you walk on it, it kind of crinkles and crunches the grass underneath it. But you guys can see up into just a little bit of light shedding its way into the cave up above. So, what do we want to do?
Well,
anybody?
Think we after our hirelings their camp is set up and they're good to go.
Yep.
We head in.
Okay. As I said, as you guys walk, you go to step into these footprints or by these footprints. They're probably about 4 lengths of your footprint. Each foot is about 4 of your own.
Oh God, more giants.
I think there are giants among us.
And
Nyla has an earring.
no, it's a nat 1. So yeah, you know it's a large creature. You intuitively think it's probably a giant of some kind, but what it is, you're not 100% sure.
It's almost like a cold giant of some sort.
Or it could be an ogre.
The ogres like the cold?
Why not?
The cold.
I'm sure they can be found in all.
That's a
Could
pretty
be those
smart
different
idea, Adam.
environments.
This isn't the
Sorry, what?
mountains. It could be Yetis.
Adam got a really good idea. He created an item of a weight fixer, and I'm sure he added added negative weight to it, so it
I
balanced
tried,
out.
but it won't accept it. It's just like, oh no, you didn't mean to do that. Look at rid of
That's-
that negative
that's
sign and just
garbage.
deletes it. Yeah, it's
That's
dumb.
garbage.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can just remove the condition, but it looks like it just
think
comes
you can.
back.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, look at that. It's gone. It's gone.
I don't have a condition on me.
Well, you probably aren't overweight.
That's it. Because he works out. He went to Squat's gym.
Went to Squat's gym. That's right.
There you go.
All right.
Oh.
Time is growing short here, gentle persons. It is roughly evening, early evening. There's still light out, so it's about 5-ish when you guys arrive.
Hey, send your bird out.
What's the day?
The third day of Harvester.
Send your bird out to go look.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I guess. Wait, bird has dark
You, orc lady.
Yes, it does. It has keen senses too, so it rolls at advantage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep that globe. I don't need it to have a giant spotlight on itself.
Okay.
I'm gonna look through my bird's eyes and just sort of send it ahead. Hopefully, like out of reach of anything that might be standing.
Okay.
Like
So
be near the top of wherever it goes.
So first of all, we're going to pause right there. So as your eagle begins to fly in there, you can see that the snow gives way to rock, and the footprints that you guys see disappear. However, right here at the entrance, there are a couple of footprints that are equal in size to the ones that are down below. There is evidence of some kind of a battle here. You see broken spears. You see blood stains all over the walls. There are bones scattered about. Looks like they've been chewed upon, as if something ate all the meat off it and then tried to eat more meat of what was gone. Give me a survival check, please.
Okay. Like a dozen clicks to get to this one thing here. 5.
Yeah, you have no idea how long it's been, but the bones don't look like they're like covered or decayed in any way, which bones don't really that much, but but as you move so now that as you see that as you move in a little further, you can see what looks to be some kind of encampment off to the left, and the cave swoops off to the right.
Any bodies?
No, just a lot of picked clean bones. Although across the chamber over here, looks like there could be a fresh meat of an animal. It's the four-legged kind. A large elk of some kind, perhaps. Stuck up here in the upper corner, but you're not 100% sure. As I said, the cave, there's cave opening over here to the left, and it swoops around over here to the right.
The Beasker will report what he sees. Do I see any signs that someone has been here recently? Like in the past, few moments?
You can see that there is a glowing embers of a small fire over here to the left.
I'm going to send my eagle forward just a bit to see if it can see what is sitting at the fire. It will attempt to be as quiet as it can be.
Give me a stealth check.
Okay. Eagle stats. Let's go. Stealth check. It's okay at those. Better than me.
Okay. As you move in, you see moving off suddenly a large looming figure.
Oh shit.
What appears to be a frost giant, about 20 feet tall. He's hulked over because the ceiling is only about 18 feet tall, so he's hulked over a little bit. As he walks over, grabs a piece of the elk, rips off a leg, and begins moving back across the room over here.
Yeah, okay, there's some giants in there that are eating something, and there's a bunch of bones and whatnot, so, I guess we're going to go, we should go.
We're in luck, it's friendly.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It is still frost giant. They can be reasonable at times.
Yes, it's best to talk to it with a full belly, with its belly full.
Yeah, wait like them, maybe like a minute then.
Yeah, let's wait until it's full and then we can go in. Or at least until it's finished.
Okay, so what are we doing?
I think we wait like 60 seconds, and then we go in.
Okay. So as I
We're
said,
waiting-
it's
we're
about a
waiting for an
5-foot
EPO.
climb. It's about a 5-foot
Oh.
climb to get up in here. To right here, it's like a 5-foot climb to get into the ledge itself up here.
Up
Don't
here.
worry, we have grapnel hooks
Yes.
and rope.
Well, you guys can
fi-
climb.
5 foot,
It's
it
like
comes up
5
to,
foot.
it comes up to like the chest.
Yeah, like right about your chin, depending upon how tall you are.
Sure.
Oh,
With
for
my
Ragnar, it's
string,
over his
could I
head.
toss them up?
Oh yeah, you could easily boost people up if you
We-
guys want to climb up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. It's like, spend 10 feet.
Come here, Ragnar. You first.
Ragnar climbs up.
Say the quiet ones first, probably.
All right,
And Ethan too.
you guys are gonna move yourselves up. Go ahead.
Somebody move me. I gotta put my stuff in the wash.
I can't select my token. Wait a minute.
You have to be smarter than a token man.
I can't select it. Dang it.
What about now?
No, I don't. It's like it's on a different layer.
Yeah, that's why I moved you up. So, all right, I will move you all the way up. You just tell me where you want to go.
I even
So-
ping it. Wait, is this still?
Did
Oh,
you?
yeah,
GD.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you click token controls on the left over there, maybe, and inadvertently?
Let me refresh real quick. See
Okay.
what might be wrong.
We'll wait for Ragnar to come back to us.
All right, never mind. I was gonna wash my stuff tonight, but my roommate's got stuff in the wash, so we're gonna do it tomorrow.
As you guys move up, suddenly you see the giant move to the ledge. And in a loud, booming voice, I would say, please do not come up here. I don't want to have happen again what happened before when your kind tried to come into my house uninvited. So I would recommend that you go wherever it is that you go when you are not here.
We don't want to fight. In fact, we were hoping to avoid a fight altogether.
The easiest way to avoid a fight, I found, is to go away.
May we ask a couple questions, though? We're looking for a lost expedition out here.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Okay. He's I saw your expedition. They, like you, tried to come into my house uninvited. Then they saw fit to try to stick me with their little tiny sticks. And so I did like any good homeowner did, and I shooed them away. And then I ate them.
Did any survive?
I don't know, but none that came through this door did. I don't know if there were any more out there. So I would again ask you, please go away.
You're being very reasonable, and I respect that immensely. Do you have anything that belonged to them that we could take back to their families?
And
We need to
he
bring- Yeah.
he grabs a bag, and it looks like it's kind of frozen over. It looks like it maybe got wet and then froze in the cold. Even though it's relatively warm outside, it's still cold in a sense. And he tosses out this bag, and you hear it sort of crunch on the ground, and you hear the tinkling of coin from the inside.
Good. Not a smell coming from it, is there? Like manure smell or anything?
No, it doesn't smell, no.
We appreciate this. Is there any other caves in the area that could have easily been confused for your own?
Or perhaps shelters nearby that they might have taken if any of them did flee.
Not that I know. This is the entry cave that leads into other caves. Caves that I can't get to because I'm a little bit large. But I suppose there might be caves elsewhere. I just don't know.
Yeah, what is your name, sir? If you don't mind me asking.
Give me persuasion, please.
I'm famously great at those.
I know you are. That's why I asked you.
This is great. Famously with my minus whatever this is. Persuasion. Let's see if he likes me.
Yeah.
No.
As he
Do we
looks
have any
down.
nat 20s? Do we have any nat 20s?
We do.
How many?
We have one.
All right, guys.
That is actually it is not. It's not for the party though.
Oh, whose is it?
It is. It belongs. Where the hell did it go?
Belongs to me.
Yep.
I can persuade him.
Do you want to use the? Well, I rolled a check. I rolled a 5. Do you want to use it to make it a 20, or do you want to hold on to the 20?
Can I do that?
Yeah, I'll allow it because because all that would have to happen is you would have to roll. Yep. So as you look, he goes, You seem much more reasonable than your companions that came before you. I am Zorgast.
A pleasure to meet you, Zorgast, and thank you for being reasonable and not just biting our heads off immediately. We've had a lot of that in the past, and it's very nice to have a refreshing change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
You said there were caves beyond yours that you could not get to?
Yes, this is true.
Is there anything perhaps that we might be able to do that is easier for us than for you? Perhaps there are foes you have in that cave that have been harassing you, or treasures in there that you cannot reach. Would you allow us passage through your home with respect paid to you so that we might enter into that place?
His face kind of crinkles up a little bit, I guess in thought. More like somebody that has to fart but they can't. That's kind of what it looks like. And he's like weighing in his mind. You can see the gears turning like, man, nobody's ever asked me that before.
That's a face I cannot get out of my head now.
How do I answer? He goes, okay. I think maybe we could strike an accord. You may enter, but you may not pass beyond the cave where I stand. And he turns and he moves his way back into the caves, allowing you guys access into the caverns themselves.
The Visitor says, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. I can't move. I can't. Nothing collide.
All right, I'll get you guys.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
This guy's nice. I like him. Thank you, Zorgast. You're very polite.
As he gets over to the fire and he grabs a burning chunk of elk leg and he tears off some meat. And he hands it to anybody who may want some.
No, it's very kind. Thank you.
As he looks, he moves past you guys again. He's roughly 20 feet tall, but he's kind of hunkered. And he walks over by Ragnar. And he looks down. Right here is a vertical broken shaft that leads straight down. It's probably about 5 feet around, 6 feet around. And he gazes down. I have lost my family. They are a traveling group. I lost them when I was hunting in a storm over the winter. I have been seeking to find where they may have gone. I am told that there's magic in the library that can record things even if there is no one there to record for them. And so I thought maybe if I could get to the library, I would be able to then determine where my family have gone. Unfortunately, as he spreads his arms out about 15 feet wide, Unfortunately, as you can see, I am a bit large for that hole. So if you were to able to go down and discover perhaps what may have happened to my family, then you would be doing me a great service, for which I would be eternally grateful.
You are our hero. We are eternally grateful.
But I for one, cannot think of a more worthy cause, and it is a small price to pay for access to our destination, so I'd be more than happy to do this for you.
Okay. I would very much. It is very deep. Longer than 3 giants, for sure. So, hopefully you have rope to climb and get back up.
Yeah, we will certainly find a way down and back up, I'm sure. I'm going to send my friend here to see if there are any dangers on the other side that we might need to prepare for. And
Okay.
Fisker will just put a hand on Nyla's shoulder like he usually does and send his eagle down.
Okay. The eagle goes down roughly 100 feet.
My dragon will go with them, but they'll be just I won't be focusing through the dragon. The dragon will just be following the eagle.
Okay.
Okay.
It goes down almost straight down, about 100 feet or so.
Mm-hmm.
And at the bottom, it empties into a well-worn, ancient passage of stonework about 5 feet wide. The passage itself runs for about 20 feet. When it turns down a flight of stairs, a steep set of stairs goes down for about 10 feet, and then it twists and turns, going down another pair of stairs along the way. So another total of 3 sets of stairs, and a couple twists and turns later, you find yourself in some kind of a oddly shaped room. It's almost like a hexagon, but roughly of the size. But there is a door exiting. It's a stone door, has a pull handle on it, does not appear to have a lock on it. But other than that, it's empty, devoid of anything. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Alrighty.
So, very well
I
played.
Like this guy. He definitely will not destroy the world. No, what?
What?
What? No, you're not.
It was a good session tonight. I thought it was definitely good roleplay. Definitely good roleplay. I am going to give inspiration to Ragnar for his on the fly knowledge of everything that he explained to the party when they were asking back at his house. So congratulations on that for you, sir. So that was good. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. 'Cause I love roleplay, and we had the opportunity for potential combat, but you guys were able to not go into combat.
We don't want to fight a frost giant. We really don't.
Yeah,
I mean, it wouldn't.
He has not done anything to earn our ire and has been very reasonable to us. Whatever happened with the other guy, we can't say for sure, but you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, compared to what we usually run into, this guy is doing better than us in some situations.
Yeah, we've definitely been worse than this guy before.
Just a lone giant. He does not want to fight a group of well-armored adventurers.
Well, he doesn't want to fight us, and we don't want to fight him. So it's just it just mutually works out, and the fact that he needs help with something, perfect.
Just makes it easier. Yep.
How
much? By the way, how much rope do all of us have? I got 50.
I have Featherfall, so getting down's not a problem.
I was gonna say the expedition that came before us probably has supplies like rope if we need it.
Yeah, it's probably true. Whether the giant still has those or whether those are still intact is another question.
That's a good question. I
And don't
think
forget, you have the Expeditions backpack.
Yeah, the one he gave us.
true.
Yeah.
Make sure
so
you
we're definitely
take.
gonna have to look at the stuff in there.
Yeah, make sure you take the notes.
Alrighty.
looks like a gore pile from Fallout 3.
Spartan, that is awesome photo, man. I love it.
That's
awesome.
exactly what it's gonna be. Yep.
Yep, exactly.
It goes 100 feet, right?
Yeah,
That,
goes 100.
That ladder scene in Metal Gear Solid is such a great meme.
Yep.
I'm glad you had so many references tonight.
Yep.
I had the weirdest nostalgia with that ladder scene recently when I was replaying Elden Ring because it's when you get to the Hail Tree area.
Yep. Don't I know it?
I have not
Every
played
time,
any of it.
every time I
Hey,
get any like ladder that's more than like 10 feet in any video game, that song starts playing in my head.
I
Every
just hear
time.
"What a Thrill" in the back.
Yeah,
of
what
my
a
mind.
thrill.
Hey, Sean. Where's my
Yeah.
Accord? We were he said he said we reach an Accord.
Oh, I saw that. That I didn't. It went over my head, man. That's good. That's
Where's my
good.
Accord?
That is
It
good.
gets great gas mileage, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate everybody that hung out with us tonight. All y'all that have showed up and given us support. We definitely appreciate all the love. Paul, man, you are a stalwart, man. You are like from end to beginning. And I didn't even see Agamarin. I saw him here, but I didn't see him say anything. So I don't know if he's said hi to anybody, but I tried to shout out everybody that I saw that was allegedly in chat. Could be that just my stream deck's lying to me, but I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us and stuff. We definitely had a good time tonight. Much different and much needed non-combat after our last adventure. Hey, Pony, appreciate you, man. Saw that you came in too. But I, like I said, I definitely enjoy when we can just do some role play stuff. And I hope you guys felt the same way because we had a lot of intense combat sessions over the last few months. And so that's just how it goes with old school adventures and stuff. And I learned a lot from making sure when I adjust them to 5e to maybe tweak that a little bit, just because we don't have such huge combats all the time. But sometimes you just can't get away from it. But anyway, we are going to find somebody to go out and raid. I'm probably going to go over to Magic RPG. Magic RPG. Well, we got a choice. We go to Scarlet. Scarlet's pretty awesome. She is doing a Dungeons and Dragons stream. Or we go to Magic RPG. They are doing Vampire the Masquerade. We also got Hero Zones doing Dungeons and Dragons. So totally up to you guys and what you want to do. Art of Mike Disney. If you don't know Mike Disney, dude's an amazing artist. I got his art on my wall. He did the Halloween gourd. It's pretty awesome. It's like an evil demonic Halloween gourd pumpkin thingy. I forget what he called it, but I got that up on my wall. That's pretty cool. He's playing World of Warcraft. I don't play World of Warcraft. But if you like playing WoW, we go over there. So what do you guys think? Want to do like a magic or vampire, or do you want to do D&D? Or
whichever one has the least viewers right now.
Well, that would be Art of Mike Disney. So let's do that. I haven't seen Mike in a long time. I am a huge fan of his. I just never catch him online. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, I'll see his alert come. But that's a good call. Let's go ahead and do that. And we are going to see. Are you on here, Mike? Where are you? Greg do. It doesn't show him on here. Let me refresh and see. Maybe he's no longer there. No, it still shows him as being there. I wonder why he's not on my list. Oh, yes, he is. There he is. I just didn't realize. There we go. We are going to raid Mike Disney. And so if you haven't, Mike does, obviously he's an artist. He does a lot of paintings, and not just miniatures, but he does just all kinds of good stuff. Right now it says that he is doing World of Warcraft. Don't know what he's doing with World of Warcraft, but looks like we got a few people going. I'd appreciate if everybody would go over there. So if you haven't clicked the go button, please do so. But in the meantime, we will be back Monday, maybe. If my throat's like this, I may cancel Monday. So Monkey, be on the lookout for that if it doesn't get better over the weekend. But the plan is we will be here next Monday for our first edition game. Hopefully you guys will join us if we're playing. Definitely is having a good time with that adventure as we are doing White Plume Mountain. In the meantime, just remember, folks, in a world you can be anything you want. All we ask is that you be kind. See you. Stay safe over the weekend. See you next time.
See ya.
I went ahead and shielded.
Cool. Nice.
Fucking A.
Willow! He did more healing than I did.
Hey, thank you for the raid, Agora
thanks for running, Sean.
Quest. Thank you so much. I was wondering
Thanks,
what that
Agora.
noise was. That's the first time
We
I've
could
heard
just
that
eat
raid
you up.